Ron. Yep. Apparently, one of my new name tags for work is going to say Ron.
Really?
I'm not going to wear it. I'm not going to wear it. I think another one says I play with meat.
Ah! Good fun.
You guys order pizza?
Let's go to
Chinese?
Jimmy John's.
What's their Jimmy John's?
That's weird. Okay.
Get my last conference call kind of.
Oh, there you are. Okay. There we are. I got us. You know what? I haven't changed the words above our heads in a while. You guys want to pick things for people?
I don't have anything.
Jackman fan.
I want to be huge Ackman.
Kyle.
Hmm.
On a 1 to 100, how are you doing tonight?
All right.
So I'm Hugh Jackman fan. Aaron is Hugh Ackman. Do you want to be anything special, Kyle?
Huge Jackman.
Why not? Okay, Kyle. So there's an answer that we kind of need something a little bit more definitive on, and that is, how do you feel about tomorrow popping over in the evening or later afternoon for a session of Cantaro, the Sweet Love and Salary Man?
I'll let you go by end of stream.
Okay, I will be providing refreshments. Hey, this pickle is cut in half. Wish it was cut into quarters.
Yeah.
You have to ask
Can I
for
get your
quarters.
knife?
No, there was this.
5 quarters on your order.
This was a big to do. In this, Kelsey was asking me all of the different questions that Jimmy John's asks you, and I was so indecisive. And I spent a good 30 seconds waffling over I wanted my pickle cut in half or in quarters.
No, the mustard.
You took mustard away as an option because I have some in the fridge.
Well, you wouldn't answer me. So I said, fuck it, you're not getting any mustard. You have some in the fridge.
Your fights are ridiculous and unnecessary.
Agree. Kyle, I'm going to go for the 13th, if in fact that is something you're interested in. The 13th, maybe.
What's on the 13th?
Yeah, I already said that it was fine as long as you were a go. So
yeah, I asked Kyle after last session if he wanted to come out, hang out, watch TV like Punisher, Bright, and stuff like that. And I said I'd have to get a day off, so I tentatively picked the 13th because I thought I could ask for it off. So I went in and talked to my boss. He's like, I just finished the schedule that ends on the 13th. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll look at it tomorrow. I was like, okay. So I went in the next day and I checked my schedule, and he had completed that schedule, but I didn't work on the 13th. So there was literally no problem. So then I asked Tiff to make sure she wanted to do it. She said, yep. So 13th is a go. I'm also going to be taking the weekend around our birthdays off. I'm not sure that we have meat cake plans, but I'm going to have that weekend off as well.
What day is that? Saturday, Sunday?
I'm probably going to take the Saturday and Sunday off, which are, I think, like the 26th and 27th, or 27th and 28th.
27th, 28th.
Yeah. What's funny about that is I asked, for the 13th off. And so then totally unrelated to that, I wasn't going to take any other time off. And then my boss asked me out of the blue, by the way, when's your birthday? I was like, oh, January 24th, which is apparently the same day as like a buddy of his. And he's like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, normally I have like a gathering and we have meat cake. And I explained the meat cake thing. And he's like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. So basically, you're going to want that weekend off. I was like, oh, I hadn't even thought about it. He's like, well, you should probably go request it off right now. I was like, oh, okay.
Like, I don't care if you need the money. Like, I don't care how hard up you are. Request that weekend off immediately. I am not taking no for an answer.
This is an order.
Yep.
If you want to keep this job.
He'll approve my time off and then tell me the only days he could have worked me was those days.
He's a troll. The schedule troll.
Yep.
All right, here are two things that are funny. That is not what I meant to click.
Shut you. Got to see how many. It was a high number. I mean, that is like William Shatner.
These two videos figuratively killed me earlier in the week. There's the first. I love that as soon as I post the YouTube link, VivBot tries to one-up me. I don't think you're cooking with Gravedigger Willie.
Like,
YouTube link, like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, immediately. Like, it was bang, bang. Like, the split time on that.
like my Gravedigger
like
Willie.
0.001.
My Gravedigger Willie is piggybacking off your credibility. Like, people
like,
are.
Here's my chance.
Like, you said 2 videos, right? So there's 2 videos there. So people are going to watch Cooking with Gravedigger Willie thinking it has the
Cooking
Kyle.
with Gravedigger Willie is not the second video. I'm giving time for the first video to breathe.
Happy birthday from Atlanta, Zachary Michael. I hate that I'm not there to celebrate your first New York City birthday. But I'm here, enjoying your birthday without you. Anyway, just wanted to say happy birthday, and I hope you have the best New York City birthday ever. My, what a year it's been.
Was this your playlist,
This
Kyle?
time last year, you. Oh, God! Oh, God! Oh, no!
Yeah, if you see the playlist there.
Oh, God! Oh, not the food! I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay.
And there's a second.
That was maybe the most funny thing I've ever done. Oh. Anyway.
Hold the hand, Chico. Hey, hold on, hold. 2 cars come. You got 2 cars coming 2 different ways. Here you go, there. Bag up, bag up. Bag up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse. Oh, Lord. Lord, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Oh, Jesus. What you doing, Terry? Terry, what you doing?
That's ridiculous.
That's funny.
Well, when life gives you lemons.
I'm gonna have to save this the list of Kyle funnies.
Mhm.
Go through that later. See if there's any good songs on there. A co-op some of that playlist.
From Mr. Playlist.
Yep, that's how you win. Yep. How was your guys' week?
It was 7 days.
I shorted like a third of a day.
Yeah, of the last 7 days, let's do an over-under for Aaron. Of the last 7 days, how many of those days was he drunk? So we're going to... let's put the over-under at 3. Kyle, what do you think?
How many
Over?
days did you work this week?
No. We're going to keep this fair.
Any day he was not working, he was drunk. They don't give you 40. So it all depends on how they split those
crumbs.
30 some odd hours up.
I worked 4 days this week.
So you were drunk 3 days. I was right.
Well, I didn't work today and I'm sober.
For now.
I don't own any alcohol at the moment. So
Imposterous.
I'm locked in for the next however many hours until the game's over. But I do work tomorrow.
Category show.
Correct answer.
Dungeons and Dragons, Minecraft.
Yep. That's the community.
Mm.
Part of the world record community. Minecraft community. Good community, good games. I've topped 16,000 views since I started twitching. You know what? If I was actually twitching, I'd probably have more views. People would watch me. That Minecraft streamer with Parkinson.
Or Tourette's.
What'd you say, Elsie? I do Twitch every day. Right. Jokes killed at the Apollo.
No, those jokes will get you killed at the Apollo.
Oh, cat. Paws are all wet from playing water there. Then you meow at me when you drink water. So what happened last week?
What are you doing?
Last week. Oh, that's right. Last week you witnessed the multiple stabbing of Italian chef on an infomercial where he was racing the kitchen miracle in an onion dicing contest.
He was supposed to be Italian?
I mean, he wasn't very good Italian. Like they said he was
He
Italian.
was clearly Swedish.
That's sweet.
We said Swedish. Said Swedish.
But you just said he was supposed to be Italian.
No, but you said Swedish, so I was doing my Swedish impersonation. It's almost like the Swedish Chef is almost like a dumber version of Gravedigger. It's the same cadence.
Impossible.
Yep, we're gonna dice the onions here. We're gonna dice the onions here. And we can take the onions and we're gonna put them in these little cubes. And we're gonna take the onions and put them in. It's very similar. So yeah, you were investigating that. Eric managed to get himself a legitimate job as an electrical engineer to save people from the electrical hazards of this workplace.
Reprioritized his entire day.
Days.
His life.
Like, as long as people are in danger, Eric will be there. And then Gerald was disguising himself as an OSHA inspector to investigate the death of the worker. And he managed to get himself a real warrant to search the premises.
Hey, fuck that. My kind of game is better than that. I get a real warrant.
You do. Oh, I did. I want my wallet. I should get up and get things and use things in first stream. So I'm off mic for a second, guys. Actually, I'm never off mic. Can't hear what you're saying. Now's your first time. It's the perfect time to say that I suck.
Hey, how about that?
No, we'll wait till you can hear us.
See a way I have a full screen application up. Free application. This is the perfect time to say that Tom is a pretty decent fella.
Yeah.
Front door. Oh, and Kyle, I want you to know that a good number of other people have now told me that I need to watch Bright.
Yeah.
Other people I know, people from the internet, coworkers, and the general consensus is that Tom Wood is dumb, and everyone agrees with you.
Of course I do. I'm right.
It's water. Get another one.
Stuff like that usually sounds kind of.
Oh, don't break the award.
Got my hats already, but I need balls. Where did I put that? I was hanging onto it for so long. Just forever.
Hey, you
Like I'd been keeping that thing safe for like the better part of 2 hours. Oh, I had it. Oh, there it is. All right. Name of our improv group is called Room for Improvement.
Ugh.
Okay, yep, so that's where we left off last week. Let me grab my notes. For some reason we can't start, maybe start a little bit early. History of our sessions.
Probably your last too.
Yeah.
Never
I
start
didn't sign
early.
up for that.
Mm-mm.
There's a reason I'm playing Overwatch right now.
Floor is yours, Elsie.
Free game.
Not me.
I'm done.
We had the Jimmy John's sandwich wrapper show for a minute. Which is fine, because I still have an unopened sandwich and an unopened cookie. I want a cookie. 90-minute. I was thinking about this too, Kyle. What do you think? Sir William of Tumble Pass was the original Rick Sanchez.
Not
Sure.
nearly as cool.
No. William was far too interested in what the kids were up to.
Yeah.
Dugan, stop that. I mean, there was a lot of similarities, though.
His arrogance.
The intelligence, the multiple copies of himself, alternate dimensions, alternate versions. That part of it was pretty. He didn't have a sidekick, though. Like, William did not have a sidekick.
Well, you left him.
Well,
and then brought a party. They brought the party a sidekick.
Wait, wasn't Cancero? No, Cancero was Williams originally.
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
William's original was supposed to be a librarian assistant.
No, who was? No.
Cancero was just a kid that was supposed to guide you.
Yeah, he was Williams' guide.
Right, but he wasn't your assistant. He wasn't your on-paper assistant. You had an on-paper assistant.
Oh, did I swap him out for Cancero?
I swapped him out. I found him boring.
Okay. Someone is here.
I never really told you. Like, you were pretty big into the idea of having this guy following you around. And I was like, cool. And then Cancero just worked out really well. And I was like, yep.
I thought that was a mutual decision. That was a mutual decision. I think. I'd like to remember.
I definitely made sure to sell it that way.
I would like to remember that it was a mutual decision.
Well, I'm not going to allow that now.
Okay, Juan, if this is your first D20 stream, I have in store. There's a cinematic. Like watching TV. Except there's no commercials. Plot moves really slow. But it's free. All right.
I mean, it costs time.
But your time is worth it. So if you're on Twitch, you already don't value your time.
You're the streamer.
I mean, it was funny. I gave Phone Cats a raid the other day, and he said, I promise to treat your viewers with respect. And I said, you treat my viewers with respect, you're doing more for them than I ever have.
That's true.
You don't come here for respect. You come here to be insulted. Oh, guys, I can't believe this happened. I'm sorry to tell this story. See, I can't believe that this setup actually worked. Elsie did the old, she said the exact words, I didn't come here to be insulted.
Actually, I think you said them.
You repeated them. And then I followed it up with, well, where do you usually go? And I felt very good about it.
Apparently the answer is Twitch.
Right? Come here to be insulted. Where well do you? Face hurt? No, it's killing me. All right. It feels like opening cinematic. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids of all ages, space mutants, the mentally handicapped, anyone with a physical. We have made it to my favorite part of the session, which is the opening. And the reason that the opening cinematic is my favorite part of the session is because I do not have to interact with my players.
And make fun of the mentally handicapped, deformed, and otherwise disabled.
We'll see.
Here, hold on a second.
We'll see.
I got the "we'll see" button, so we're good. Aaron condones that.
We'll see.
Okay, over my.
I don't know how, but it is possible to condemn and condone something at the same time. Because I feel that right now.
I mean, pick one.
No, I can't. I feel both ways at once.
Bisexual.
Thanks, Ted. That was the joke.
I don't know. I
We
can't.
make way too many like seasons 1 through 3 Family Guy references as part of our normal go-to.
That's better. I had enough of that Old Spice guy. That was too fast. This one's better. I have some powdered toast, but all right. Here goes the opening cinematic. Eric took a moment to set down his tools and wipe the sweat off his forehead. It had been almost another full day of working this tangled mess of electrical insanity. He felt as though he was finally starting to make some progress. One of the main problems here, he was finding out, was a lack of actual professional camera and studio equipment. That was all well and good when you're shooting with one camera outside of your garage, but the scale of the current outfit had long since outgrown the parts and cables you'll find at the big box retailers. He had lost count of the number of times he had seen someone pull their hand away from something that gave them a little shock. Contrary to popular belief, neither Band-Aids nor Scotch tape were an acceptable substitute for electrical tape. It was really easy, with everything going on, to lose sight of the real reason behind everything they were doing. Demon Lords and Pandora's Box and everything else had drowned out the fact that all of this was to make it so people would be alive to go home to their families. There were other people who could do the job he was doing. Maybe not as well as he could, but it would be safe. The same was true about the monsters they hunted. There were other hunters out there. Most of them were good enough to get the job done. Fixing this electrical hazard was just as important of a job as any of the other jobs he took. Eric let himself daydream a bit as he expertly worked through the task of stripping and reconnecting some frayed wires, cutting out the damaged parts and reconnecting them with proper electrical tape. Still, he couldn't help showing off a bit, for as hard as they tried, they were lacking some of the basic tools that a normal studio would have, like a master control box to route video and audio in real time for on-the-fly editing. One of the things that Eric couldn't ever seem to get away from was his love of technology. There was a perfect sense of satisfaction and control that came from standing in the middle of a jumbled mess of circuits and wires and being able to trace each one back to its source and know exactly what they did and how it fit into a much larger picture. It was a tremendous sense of power when he could mentally rearrange those simple pieces into a complex group of machinery. It had been a while since he'd stretched that particular muscle, and he needed to let off some technical steam. Eric flagged down one of the interns. "Hey, working on something here. I need something very important from you. I'm making a jumper box that's going to coordinate all the audio and video traffic in the building and route it through a singular editing software to make the raw data much easier for the editors to encode. There's going to be welding, soldering, wiring, and a fair amount of programming involved. It's a very serious job. So I need you to get me a Jolt Screamer energy drink in, this is very important, any flavor except lemon buzz. So help me, if it's lemon buzz, you'll set the whole project back at least a day. Got it?" The peasant man, deeply amazed with Eric's techno-wizardry, ran off to see to the Machine King's request. Eric got the idea when he was digging through the technical graveyard for the sets. What had started out as a repair station quickly turned into a place where all of the broken things went to get them out of the way. He briefly tried to tie the next part into his safety rationalizations, but in his heart he knew he was just showing off. It was still a fairly impressive project, even by his standards. Using the guts of 2 non-working computers and a shorted-out touchpad, he was able to program a simple touchscreen interface. Between several old cameras and a mixing board that had caught on fire, that took care of the video and audio inputs. Usually he did this sort of work in private, but once in a while it was nice to see the public gawking from the corner of his eye while he salvaged the working bits from broken things and soldered them together again, giving them new life and purpose. Eric set a timer when he started coding the operating system from scratch. His personal best was 13 minutes, but it had been a while since he tried to do better. He shushed more than one person who didn't realize he was reaching beyond the limits of even his own technical prowess until, with an audible, "Got it," he announced, to no one in particular. 12 minutes and 48 seconds, a new personal best. Let's see that cocky shit Boyd Kingsford pull that off. He tested it by booting up the pad and running several video and audio feeds into it. It was perfection. He let the cameraman and directors ooh and ah over it before he started to wrap up the last of his maintenance. In another day or so, this place would give even the most advanced Hollywood set a run for its money. And then he noticed the weirdest fucking thing. One of those cream containers was half empty, but no one had been in this room for the last 5 hours except to peek in on what he was building, and none of them had freshened up their coffee. According to Gerald, the cream could be linked to whatever was going on here. So he set up a hidden camera to watch the cream. He had just finished programming the record features when he heard a scream from outside and rushed to see what was going on. He almost ran right into the swinging body of one of the cameramen, who was hanging by some cables that were around his throat. The fall had snapped his neck. Aside from the normal dog and pony show of police, flashing lights, he was struggling to piece together what happened. The cameras weren't much help since their field of view wasn't tall enough to see what was going on above the set. All he caught was the man falling and having his neck snap before his eyes as he saw the man's gaze go dead and glassy. There was the slight aroma of cinnamon again, but he couldn't find out where it was coming from. Eric needed a minute to clear his head, so he went to the employee fridge to get another one of those energy drinks. He opened the door and saw the entire 4-pack container still sitting there when that intern had bought it. There was one last can with its label facing the other direction. Eric sensed a rising dread as he turned the can around. Lemon Buzz. Lemon fucking Buzz. It was the last one from a multi-pack of different flavors. He knew the previous 3 different flavors had been too good to be true. No intern was that good. Now he had nothing. Time to find that intern and tell him what's what. That is your opening cinematic.
Fierce melon.
That's going all right.
What are kids up to these days?
You're planning your demise. Little does he know that you're well ahead of him.
Oh man, that kid's gotta be like graduating high school soon.
Still a champion for Fierce Melon, though.
Yeah, so I bought a Fierce Melon and like a different flavor of Gatorade, but my colorblindness foiled me because I bought the wrong shade of Gatorade and switched the labels, and then Aaron realized what it was before he drank any of the Fierce Melon.
Yeah. Wait a minute. It's such a disappointment. I was so thirsty. I prepped. The worst part is the fact that I had gone and gotten stuff before, work or whatever. So like I had like great food and drink and everything. I never ever think ahead. And what do I get? Here's fucking melon. Disappointment.
Got him.
This is why you don't try, folks. What's the point?
Button for that.
You know what I think offends me the most about Fierce Melon, by the way, is the fact there's nothing fierce about it. It's just melonade.
Melonade. It's like watered down cantaloupe. It's not
So
fierce.
bad.
It's. What if they called it mellow melon? Would you be okay with that?
I mean, I still wouldn't like it because I don't like melon-flavored things. But I wouldn't be as offended. Mostly just meant it wasn't orange Gatorade. Like, how do you?
I mean, it's only so fierce you can make melon, though. Like, it's a mild fruit to begin with.
Like, why did they try that?
Like, what's the most aggressive melon you can think of?
What you're doing?
Does it?
I guess. Do you know many melons that are based up in LC? Like,
I mean, if you chuck a cantaloupe at somebody's head, that's kind of fierce.
Yeah, but you're fierce,
extreme,
not the
if nothing
melon.
else.
I don't know. When the melon hits you in the face, that's pretty fierce.
Yeah, but the melon is as much a victim as the dude getting struck in the face.
Yeah, I guess it's my fault for assuming the Gatorade's adjectives would describe the flavor.
Yeah.
I know nothing about the melon products used to make Gatorade.
Like the life that they've led.
These are melons that have been given a second chance in the afterlife.
Like they grew up rough on the streets.
It's only funny because I'm certain no melons were harmed in the making in Gatorade.
They were when their culture was appropriated.
Yeah, every fierce melon is an affront to the melon culture. That is our culture.
How dare you?
That is our culture.
It's all right if we say it.
All right, fierce M word.
Kyle, have you seen Jean-Claude Van Johnson?
I haven't. I've been waiting for it to come out. I
It's
haven't seen
out.
the pilot yet. Oh, it is?
Yeah, we can catch some of those too if you make it Saturday. It's good. Like, I mean, we can watch. We'll watch Kantaro, the Sweets Loving Salaryman, and we'll watch Jean-Claude Van Johnson.
That's such a silly name.
And then you can pick which one you'd rather go down the rabbit hole with.
Oh, it's got to be the Salaryman.
I mean, that one definitely does. It's in the running. It really is. After you see it, like you won't be able to.
Like that one scene, syrup.
It was perfection. It really was.
Mm.
All right, so guys, yeah, that's what you got. Have the scene. How do your
Everybody.
characters interact?
No, I guess we first have to find out who this dude who was hanged is.
Okay. Sure. As he is hanging from there, you're quickly able to piece together that he was the set people. Like what's the name of someone who there's a specific name for a set dresser that handles the basic lighting? A gaffer? Gaffer? I think it's a gaffer. That clicking noise the sound of Kyle looking it up, or was it?
Yep.
Pretty sure it's a gaffer.
Gaffers had electrician responsible for the execution and sometimes the design of lighting plan for production.
Okay, yeah, he was hanging lights, so he was a gaffer.
Well, I'm the head electrician.
I mean,
so I'm the gaffer.
You're a gaffer too. You're the head gaffer.
Just the gaffer.
So yeah, he was a gaffer under your supervision. Not close supervision. He was under your supervision on paper. There's a paper trail leading back to you now. Have a beef with
Well, I mean, even if I did, too bad I was being a techno wizard in another room, surrounded by witnesses who were shocked and amazed by my performance for this ever to depend on me, Copper.
Never take me alive, see? Got the wrong man.
All a big misunderstanding.
The bum rap, see? Yeah, his name was John Johnson. And a family man, worked a 9 to 5. Coming here, been employed for 2 years. No obvious ties to the ownership or the man who was stabbed. The chef. No obvious ties to the chef either.
How does he take his coffee?
He takes his coffee with cream and sugar, just like most of the other people around here.
One
Everyone
sip at a time.
here is a suspect.
Interestingly enough, Eric, after a lot of this insanity dies down and the set starts to get back to normal because the show must go on and there's things to do, even though this tragedy happened, you catch something off of one of your hidden cameras that was pointing at one of the creamers. You see the creamer go lower with nobody touching it. Like some of it, it's like there's a straw drinking some of it.
Mm.
It goes down about that much and then stops. You catch that on your HD stop motion setup point.
And did it go down before or after?
Afterwards, because you had set up the cameras. Like, here's the thing. It had been going down all day, but you were like, what the fuck is happening? Because cream was just disappearing as far as you knew. So you set up a camera to watch what was happening, and you saw an incremental amount of it siphoned away.
Is there any footage of the man before his hanging?
Not directly before. You can find footage that is well before that, like when he was on the ground. So you can see him going about his day without any sort of suspicion going on. Like he's getting the lights. He's walking over to the area. He's affixing a ladder. And then a few minutes later, after he climbs up to hang the light and attach it, hear the screams on camera, and remember pretty much from your own perspective, you see him fall down and then snap at the end.
Well, I'm not sure what to make of the hanging. But what I do know is I can make another visit as an OSHA guy. Like, hey, another death. Especially because he got tied up and hung by the actual electrical here.
Hanged.
So, you have also been hung.
He wasn't a fucking pitcher. He wasn't. He's hanged.
He may have been well endowed. But also, I can't find anything in the lower search that they've really found so far. Outsource it.
Okay. All right. Gerald wants to kick this one to the network.
Yep.
Network score is actually pretty beefy, and you flipped a natural 20 on it too.
Ha! I know a guy who knows the person that's doing it.
Isn't there a bonus for that?
Usually it's a cinematic bonus, yes.
Cinnamon cream? Oh, it's cherry. I'll tell them to walk it off.
No, you call somebody, and see who you call. Who are you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
Call the Ghostbusters. Peter Venkman.
Low-hanging fruit.
Peter Venkman answers. No.
What are you calling us for? You're also monster hunters. All right.
Look, just in this very small area of New York, and only when things are funny. Our ghosts aren't dangerous; they're just comical. No, you get on the phone and you manage to hook yourself up with with Rerun Jim. And
What?
the dude's name is Rerun Jim. He's a moonshiner, a little bit out there. Probably killed one too many brain cells with something that was a little closer to turpentine than alcohol. But he knows things that other people don't know. And after about 7 phone calls, you get bounced to him. Well, hey there, buddy.
What up, everyone?
Yeah, we got to get some mighty fine drinking going on next time you come out here. Been a while since you've had a little bit of the old kick.
I mean, yours. But yeah, we should set that up sometime when I'm done with my cancer treatment.
Oh, well, cancer treatment. Well, you definitely need a little bit of the old shine. Now take that right out. A little bit of that shine is good for about everything. That cancer right out.
Yeah. Trust me, you're preaching to the choir on self-medicating.
No, I mean this is not some fancy store-bought moon gun. Yeah, this is mine. This actually is the cure for cancer.
I've had it.
That's why the government don't want me to make it, because the cure got out, and there'd be a lot of fancy lobbyists not happy. Cure for cancer.
And the 7 unfortunate deaths.
But I'll give it to you. So yeah, what you calling for? What, cancer, man? How'd you get cancer? Are you the monster? Not a monster. Cancer gonna kill you?
I mean, it's a fight. It's a fight in and of itself. Yeah. But that's not what I'm looking for Laura on. I got Simeon and
I'm not looking for Laura by cancer.
Yeah, I got Cinnamon Snow and Disappearing Creamer. So I'm thinking like elves, not like Lord of the Rings, but like gobbling elves.
Yep, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I got some. Definitely sounds a little bit fine. Anything else you can tell me?
We've got one stabbing and one hanging. Both of which done by an unseen assailant quickly. Doesn't seem to be as though the person was. I don't know. I can't say they weren't possessed because they man done. I have no idea what I'm looking at here.
That sounds about right. You handling this case solo?
No, I got Eric here.
Well, what did he know? Put him on the phone.
Here you go. Should be like nice at work.
How's it going, boy?
You call him boy?
Well, younger than I am.
Boy.
Oh, you still ain't mad about that. That was 500 years ago. Let's put that back behind the bridge.
Behind the bridge?
It's all friends here.
Are we?
Well,
anyway, what do you want?
Be your friend, buddy.
That's your friend, guy.
Ain't your guy, pal.
It's your pal, buddy.
I still want to go on, but I have to know. My friend here says that you might have seen some things.
I've seen a lot of things. Needs to be more specific.
Oh, you called me for help. Can't seem to quite find out what you got. I've got the list layered down to a couple dozen things, but maybe you've seen something that he didn't. That helped me narrow that list down a little more.
I'm aware of just the creamer dishes. Of seeing them being drained slowly throughout the day. The smell of cinnamon.
See anything? I drank the creamer.
No clue.
Huh. Well, that certainly gives me some things to think about. Let me do some digging on my own, and I'll get back to you. And he hangs up the phone.
Toss Gerald his phone back.
Oh, damn it. I'm break out a new phone.
From the case. Yeah, this is one thing Gerald knows how to do is change his SIM card.
That's what my 3 points or whatever in tech use encompass.
All right, so Gerald, are you back here as an OSHA investigator?
Yeah.
Okay. Come in and you do the whole dog and pony show of I'm a fancy OSHA investigator, and now we've had 2 fatalities. I'm this close to shutting you down. And you're about 30 minutes into this, and you see an intern rush up to the guy that's with you and whisper in his ear. Then the guy looks at you, looks at the intern, says, that's unfortunate. We better look at this. We better look into this immediately. It's a good thing you're here, he says to you, and starts walking towards where the intern ran.
Okay.
You follow?
Yeah.
Okay. You're taken to the front of the building where everything, like by the receptionist.
And beaten.
And you see an older gentleman dressed in a suit.
Okay.
And this is Inspector Wallace with OSHA. He says he's here to investigate the stabbing of our chef.
An inferior kind of guy was better than that.
Well, this man is clearly a fraud.
Well, have you, sir? I've been working for this agency for 20-odd years. If anyone is,
you don't even know how many.
if
He
any,
told you fraud.
Ugh.
He's making up as he goes.
I'll have not such haberdashery. My presence.
Let me see your identification.
Then let me see yours. And he hands you his
Okay.
identification.
I take his and offer him mine.
And your forgeries are damn near perfect. We'll just see about this. He calls up the number on your card.
You know what? Same thing. I call up the number on his.
You get an extension that leads to a push button menu that eventually leads you to the voicemail box of the field office director for this area, and says to please leave a message. You can play this however you want, but
I just hang up. I don't have a message ready for this.
okay. Yours goes to Harold, Birdman. Yeah, this is Field Director Harold. Harold Winston. Why, yes, we have a bit of a problem here. This I was sent here to investigate this case of the accidental stabbing, and obviously there's another man here. This is my region. This man must be a fraud. I don't know where you come from, but is that any way to be talking to a field officer? I can have your ass checking refrigerator boxes in Alaska, and you'll be damn grateful for the opportunity because it's that or scrubbing toilets in Mexico. Now you listen here. This boy is a relative of mine. He has been working with this agency since he was a kid, and he knows more about this goddamn job than you ever will. Do you know I fought in a war? I fought in a war, goddammit, and I am not going to have you questioning my decisions about who I put where and for how long. Now get your ass in that car, and when he is done, he will give you the report you are going to send in. You will Xerox it, sign your name, and be damn glad I don't have more time to spend on your fat, old, incompetent ass. Do we have an understanding? Everything seems to be in order here, young man. We will, I will just wait, for your report, and I will submit that as though it were my own.
Sounds about right. I'm gonna keep this card so I know how to get a hold of you. And yeah, I got work to do.
And the actual
When he's leaving, I say, and don't mind my uncle. He was in the war.
yeah, he said he was in the war.
Not which war, just the war.
He said he was in 2 wars one time. You don't know which one to believe.
War Part 1 and War Part 2.
It's actually canon. Nobody believes him, which is funny. It's actually canon that Harold was in World War II and in Vietnam.
Guys.
Nobody believes him.
His con game is so high, he's tricked himself into believing that. Or maybe his dementia has a higher con score than he does.
All right. So, well, that silliness is taken care of. And it's about
I can outsource that to Harold.
So it's about an hour after you called, what did I name that guy? Jim Bob?
Rerun Jim.
Something Jim. What was it, Jim?
Rerun.
Rerun Jim, that's right. Rerun Jim. And your phone rings. Let's see. What was a good song for Gerald's phone?
Raining Man. Have you done that one yet?
Oh, we did. It's Raining Men. It's not the right version.
That's
It's like a weird version that makes you angry. It's a funky town song.
It's a funky town song.
The funky town song. Funky town song now. A funky ringtone. Bop, bop.
This is like, funky town. The cadence of Electric Avenue. This is awful.
Like, it starts out like you think you know what it is, and then it just goes off the rails immediately. Dude.
I just want you to know, Tom. Someday I will get the effort. I'll put forth the effort. Take that bit from this episode, turn it into sound files, and then sneak your phone away and turn that into your ringtone.
I would love that. It's the funky town song now. Do.
That is so dumb.
Funky town song. The funky town song. It's a vocalized version of the Doot Doots too. It's not the song. It's someone saying Doot. Like, when did you even have time to do that? You just took this phone out of the box. There's a brand new SIM card with factory settings.
Everything's hosted on the cloud these days.
You know what's funny though is the funny thing is that what you don't know is this is a much more low tech sabotage. Is Gerald keeps all of his phones in the trunk. Just because the boxes appear sealed now doesn't mean they haven't been steamed open reprogrammed individually and then re-steamed back.
Steam hams.
Not to say that there isn't some wireless techno hacking going on here, but it's really satisfying to watch Gerald take a brand new factory reset phone and find out that it's got a funky song on it.
The funky town song.
Funky song.
I gotta remember.
I have to take this.
I gotta remember to pull the audio from this and set it to funky. I got everybody doing do, so I can. All right. Well, if it ain't my favorite old Cancer Man, yeah, cowboy. Send you some moonshine if I could, but they don't let you send that across state lines. You have to up like it's something that's not risk. But yeah, I think I know what you got.
Yeah, cancer.
No, you got cancer.
The monster, right? Okay.
You got yourself a bunch of fairies.
Great.
Well, it is entertainment industry, so that tracks.
Yeah, big old bunch of fairies, like the witch you've never seen before.
Is there a specific kind of fairy, or is fairy just a catch-all?
Well, you've got the big ones and the little ones.
No, just a bunch of boats.
You got fairies. It's supernatural.
It took me a minute to catch up to that joke. The ferry is a type of boat, boys and girls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of fairies. They're supernatural.
What do you know that they're with?
You have no idea what to do with all these fairies.
They just love their cream and cinnamon.
It all makes sense now.
Come on, a fairy. Fairy.
Don't you ever forget.
Yep, got yourself a bunch of fairies now. They sometimes manifest a little bit like gremlins, but that's the little ones. Little ones run around causing trouble. Usually symptoms of a bigger problem. Somebody somewhere might have done something with one of the big ones. Off. Now the little ones, they're running around causing problems. And yeah, don't get yourself killed. They're mighty powerful.
Oh, great. So how do we deal with this?
Yeah, let me tell you a little bit about fairies.
Let me tell you something.
They've got some magic. Casting different spells, like leprechauns. Some of them, the bigger ones, can make deals. Want to mess with them. Strong. Then you've got the usual invisibility, telekinesis, teleportation, soul reading, and some say immortal. Super
I
strength.
haven't met an immortal. Couldn't kill yet.
Bye.
Right.
And some of them can bend the very reality of the world that we live
in. Okay.
They drink cream. It's like rum to them. Drunk.
I might be able to work with that.
If you're trying to appease a fairy, giving out a bowl of cream is a goodwill gesture. And you might want to get yourself some iron.
Yes, that's actually a thing.
Now, what else do you want from me? To get out of my chair and do it for you?
That'd be great.
I've told you what I know.
No, I think I can work with this. Thanks. Actually, was sort of like shoe elves.
Oh, and there might be a way to summon them, but it's risky.
Oh?
Yeah.
I like risky.
Well, I'll send you the details.
I appreciate it.
He sends you like a text message typed out of some magic words and one of those incredibly long links that you can tell that he typed in by hand. Like one of those links that you have no business typing in, all of the random letters, numbers, backslashes, exclamation points, and question marks. Yeah.
Percents.
Yep. It's all there. Every character on the keyboard. You click it and it takes you to a page of a picture. Something you're supposed to draw on the ground. You're supposed to draw it in silver. So you need silver shavings.
Great.
If you don't
You
have
drew
it
on the ground.
Drew it on the ground.
I'm not a part of your system.
All right, cool. Well, I ain't gonna work with that. We can learn two fairly important things about this. I think. One, there's fairies. We can guess from a lot of mythology how bad that can go for us if we get on their bad side. But also, somebody's already offering cream out to them. Somebody's already curried their favor.
Didn't we break in a dude's house last week?
You did find out that it was Marcus Porter leaving the crew out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he's either trying to appease them for something he did wrong, or more likely is taking advantage of their powers and ask them for some sort of boon. But somebody pissed them off. At least we have some sort of idea of what led to these deaths. Anyway, well, I think our first step is to hijack a giant creamery tanker.
They don't move cream in tankers.
They do now.
We do.
After what we're about to do, they're gonna start moving them in tankers.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah, they do.
Who would have that?
Dairies. Industrial dairy, like people have to move crap tons of their product.
Okay, so explain to me then. I'm allowing the existence of this thing. I'm gonna need more.
The more I think about it, the more I realize it's real.
Yeah, it's a real thing. So
it is.
I don't like it. I already don't like what you're
doing.
You
don't have to.
This is no different than when we sold the cows and beer truck. This is old hat for us.
All right, so explain to me in painstaking detail what happens, or what you're leading up to.
I'm going to locate a creamer truck. I'm going to write a false ticket for it, have it towed and impounded, give the driver the runaround, a number that him and his company can call or whatever, but then they're just going to get locked interacting with my network store and all the people I know who do this sort of work for me. Meanwhile, I park that thing outside with a slow leak outside of our the studio.
Okay. All right, so you
set up a creamer buffet.
All right, so you. It's so improbable.
Is it any crazier than anything I've ever done before in this
No,
game?
it is not the craziest thing that we have done, even in this camp. Which is why I have to allow it.
It seems like the way we just do things now is just go too big. Too ridiculous and too big.
All right, so this guy though, the driver, like he is a legitimate human being who now is like in the worst trouble. Like his dispatch. How do you handle his dispatch trying to get a hold of him?
Well, they're supposed to get a hold of me and my people.
Okay, so his dispatch gets to run around too.
Yeah.
Everybody's running around.
Okay, so it's how long do you keep this truck sequestered? How long do you try to keep the
I'm probably done
Sharada?
with this job, so hopefully no more than a week.
You're gonna try and hijack a truck for a week with perishable product in it?
Yep.
Like, even I just want you to know there are people that are going to want this cream.
I'm just gonna have to send out another truck. This doesn't spoil.
I mean, they
I mean, it's a
would.
refrigerated truck.
They would eventually. Okay, so this gets going. So you have the cream. So where is it leaking? Is it just going to be a cream lake that's forming?
No, I said a slow leak.
Okay.
I need it to be accessible. I need them to be able to get the ferries to be able to get access to this cream. So there has to be like, if it's not a slow leak, then if there actually no, it doesn't have to be a leak. I just open up I get a. I wonder if they can get through a mesh. I don't want bugs and shit getting in there. I just loosen one of the caps on the top. Hopefully, they can do the rest after a number of hours. I'll
You
check on
loosen the
hot
iron caps on the top.
Why are they iron? No, nothing's made of iron anymore.
It's an iron alloy.
Do not make me. Okay, that doesn't work on today. Note that steel has no effect on today. And I was gonna say, don't make me replace this entire tanker with a ceramic tank because I will find a way to do it.
Gerald sells his soul for this wish, not to cure his cancer, to turn this tanker into a ceramic tanker. That was like I tell you what, you'd get the slow clap from the demons on that one. Like I've had a lot of crazy wishes. This one, in all of my 2,000 years of soul selling, is the single most ludicrous wish I have ever had to listen to.
Worth it. 1 week later, I have no need of it. 2 weeks later, I die of cancer and go to hell.
All right, so you leave pretty much the cap open so that the fairies can get inside the tanker.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that happens. And how do you watch the thing?
I'm pretty sure, considering how absurd and over the top this is, I can convince Eric to pull a little bit of overtime to set up a camera. Right?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, you set up a camera, and how long do you wait? As long as it takes?
I'll give it a day. I mean, we got other stuff to do, so I can do other stuff we need to do, and I'll just check on it later.
Okay. You go. Go ahead.
Is there anything in the lore or anything we can find out as a way to sort of not summon a fairy but attract its attention? If so, like by leaving some sort of flower or twigs or something.
Well, the giant tanker of creamer is a good start.
I just want to let them know where the creamer's at. Because, I mean, there's milk everywhere, but they're not running around drinking everybody's milk. Sipping off their latte. It's funny. All right. The giant tanker's
really.
Giant tanker's enough. Okay. We go about our business.
Okay, so Gerald starts doing his fake OSHA inspections, looking for any other clues that he can to tie whatever's going on to a specific individual. You find out pretty much the same as what Eric found out, that the victims don't really have a tie other than that they work here. Knowing that fairies are around and that people have started dying, some of the lore that you are sent says that they might be they're angry at somebody and they don't necessarily discriminate about how they take out their anger. So these could be random killings, just by association.
The question becomes, who pissed them off? and how.
And then you do get a couple of pings on the camera. What you do see in the tanker periodically are like little splashes and ripples. You don't see anything causing them, but you can definitely see something, like almost like a bird taking a bath. You see that sort of movement in the cream for a minute or so, and then it disappears.
They're going into the cream pool. Okay, have your attention. Just have some fairies' attentions. These could be completely unrelated fairies. Maybe I can start like a turf war. Wipe each other out.
And then the next day, after you find this out, there is a truck waiting next to this other truck.
Oh?
Yeah, it's there to siphon the cream and save the load.
No, they can't do that.
Why can't they do that? You're OSHA.
Because that tanker is also sequestered.
This is clearly an FDA matter, not an OSHA matter.
You can't. Oh, I'm not doing it as OSHA. I'm doing this as Oklahoma Highway Patrol.
Okay.
You can't park a tanker next to this parker in this restricted area. I impound the other tanker.
Now you have two drivers. Where do you put the drivers? They can't live in their
Oh, they're
trucks.
free to go. I mean, I know they're not from around here, but
I just want you to know there's an expiration date on this.
I'm deployed.
Yes. You can only calm this so far before the real authorities get involved.
I know. That's fine.
The double
I
engine.
just hope we finish this.
Go ahead.
All right, can I go? What I'd like to do is use my authority as whatever Oklahoma's version of MDOT is to convince local, not law enforcement, but God damn it, this city or this county to block off the road I have them parked on. So they can't roll another truck up here.
I'm going to close down an entire stretch of highway.
Yep. Well, it's just a side street.
Oh, you want to block off a side street?
Yep.
That would definitely be a con roll. Check. Let me see what you got here.
Basically.
Oh no! You know what? You've got your con super ability.
Yes, I do.
So why don't you do me a favor and craft the scene and explain to everybody how you go about getting this done? Tell us a little story about the triumph of Gerald's con.
All right. Well, do essentially this happens in a montage of him wearing 4 completely different suits with different facial hair in each one. One of them he's clearly wearing a girdle, and he's meeting with people. He's taking an entire day, like he's meeting with the city council of whatever city we're in, and explaining the difficulty that they're having with the impounding this vehicle and fire that they had at their lot, which is closed down. Blah blah blah. I send them ahead of time. They would have received forged documents telling the city that this impound lot had suffered damage. Then go from there quickly, strip off one bit of makeup, and then applying the other one. Going to I guess I was already in City Hall. No, I go in the same building. Then just like go down the hall while changing my makeup and stuff in the bathroom, and apply for a permit, an emergency permit on behalf of Oklahoma Safety and Transportation Department to block off the road for emergency containment of impounded vehicle. I'm sure there are statutes for emergency provisions, this sort of thing. Then, after I get that cleared, I'm driving and changing my clothes at the same time on my way to the local PD to hand them the papers telling them to post police cars and not to allow anyone to tamper with these tankers. And all of them get a direct line to my phone in case anyone gives them a hard time. And then after I leave there, I dress up as a lawyer, which is unnecessary because all I do is call the dairy company and inform them that legal action is being taken against them for trying to tamper with property that is currently held by the state, and that they can expect summons to appear in court to answer for their actions, and not to do anything at the moment, not pursue any further legal action. We will call them when it's time to proceed.
There's a slew of angry phone calls from one owner, a farmer who is telling you that when that cream goes bad, his entire season will be ruined. Like, we don't care about the truck right now. We just want
crop of cows. My cows were depending on this shipment.
That's what I meant.
They have to sell themselves to the meat market.
Just to make it right.
It's financial.
Sorry.
And then I set. Then I go. How far away is this dairy place?
Oh, shit. It's so dumb.
I make sure that their insurance is good, and then I go over as an or someone I know in the area can go post and style on them to make a fresh insurance payout. So that the cows will be fine for the next season.
Oh, know how long you spent playing those cows? Oh, that work can be ruined by one asshole. Oh, man. That's so fucking silly. God damn it. Oh my God. I cannot escape the gravitational pull of this. It's so silly. His entire crop is ruined. Ow. Oh, she's so right. Oh my God. It was the most perfect reply ever. It was almost an accusation of cows. Oh, fuck. Oh, man. I am dying. Oh my God!
What was that?
I said I've never agreed with anyone more. Crowds, man, come on. Oh shit! Wow, that's outrageous.
Never be able to come back from that.
Oh man.
Wow.
I'll be back in a second. Need to regroup.
I was recovering, then twice when I was about to be like okay and stop, Carl says, "Oh my God!" And just the way he said it, I couldn't stop laughing.
Yep. That's how we roll.
Oh, I need to recover too. Joy comes from the most unlikely places. Tiger crop is cows.
Just curious about his tent.
Yeah, that's right up there.
Face hurt.
It's killing me.
Really? Aw.
Waiting for a listen to.
Hearing is about the worst thing that can happen when GMing. Is your most memorable moment, no matter how hard you work, will always be some moment like that.
Yeah.
Can you like do that?
I mean, oh shit!
Write yourself, damn it.
Forgot what we were doing.
Ruining cows, the whole crop of them.
Oh yeah, you were getting an angry phone call from a farmer who's worried about financial ruin over this last shipment.
I mean, here's the thing: if they have a tanker truck, then they should be more industrialized than just a farmer. It should be an angry CEO. But then again, this is a man whose entire crop of cows is ruined by one lost tanker of cream, so I'm pretty sure he's not doing his job well in the first place. But that said, my answer is I'll tell him there's nothing to be done about it. He can file a grievance, he fills out forms, blah, 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 this, that, and the other thing. But they'll have to wait until we finish our previous legal matter involving their tampering with state impounded vehicles. And then, after I've come with them, I either personally, depending on how far away it is, or outsource to one of my contacts to make sure that their insurance is good, and then go arson on some part of that company so that they get a good insurance payout.
But you said you arson part of his company?
Yeah. Not in a way that cripples it, but in a way that gives them a real sweet paycheck.
Okay.
Make up for the lack of Kramer sales.
All right, so we devolved from very quickly to arson.
Yeah. That's how you unkidnap someone. We all know that.
So Aaron saves the farm by burning part of it down.
Yep. I'm committed to this plan.
It's an arson miracle.
Arson Day miracle.
Oh man, my lungs hurt.
So is Kyle.
Everyone watching the stream right now is like, this is not nearly as funny as you guys think it is.
But it is. Okay.
Stupid. That was a fucking pipe bomb. I see the pipe bomb right in the middle again.
my God.
No, not the way they used to.
Oh man.
I can't believe no one has said anything about this nonsense.
Hmm.
Do we have viewers?
Some. Not many.
I think we lost a viewer.
This is our best show. How do we not have any viewers?
All we've done is laugh for the last 15 minutes.
This is the money right here.
Okay, you take care of that guy. Save his farm with arson. Angry.
He doesn't know that. It just seems like bad luck on top of bad luck.
Yeah. He doesn't know that he's got a big payout coming. So right now, he really thinks he's ruined. He doubles down on his cream collection strategies.
Just to make sure he doesn't off himself. Make sure the company gets a call that this needs to be handled quickly.
Okay.
Like, literally, I've made this my job. We're not even dealing with fairies anymore. He's an electrician, and I'm just ruining people's lives for my own entertainment.
This is what retirement looks like.
Ah.
All right. What
I
next?
just sold so much.
What do you do with the information you have? One more thing.
If Marcus Porter was the dude that originally summoned them, we need to at some point have a conversation with Marcus Porter.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want to blow our covers.
Okay.
Makeup.
I was just thinking, fucking balaclavas in a dark alleyway.
Okay.
But makeup if you want to.
Why not both?
I'm not gonna do hours of makeup just to put on a fucking ski mask. Now, if you do makeup that looks like a ski mask, that's impressive.
Yeah, but Gerald,
no, I know what I want. I want county fair cat face makeup so that we can accost this guy in a dark alley. And I know with your con skill that you can make those whiskers really pop.
I can.
Make them seem like they're actually coming off the face.
So that's fine. Gerald thought you were doing ski mask, so he shows up dressed up in blackface.
Jesus.
It's a ski mask. Just happens to be a black makeup ski mask.
It's a black cat. It's
No.
not the same thing.
No wonder you're such good friends with Rerun.
No, that's not canon. But if Eric wants to have kitty cat whiskers that pop, he can. I'm going to allow this.
I mean, it would be a waste of his skill not to get them.
He gets that, but I'm dressed in a full-body Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles bodysuit.
Like complete with the fake
The
puffy
more
muscles.
you say this, the more this is what we're going to do.
Which Ninja Turtle are you?
That.
Off-brand.
No, he's got to be
the
Raphael
original
because it's both rude and cool. Give him a break.
Okay, so
No, he has like a fuchsia bandana. Take what turtle are you? I'm a cousin.
I was going to say, no, it's a perfect turtle thing.
I'm a cousin. I'm in my 20s. I really kind of missed that boat.
It's got yellow ribbons and a Hawaiian shirt.
No. It's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Ultimate Warrior mashup.
I'm Venus. I'm the girl turtle.
Jesus. Nobody wants to be the girl turtle. Not even the girl turtle.
all right. So Gerald is dressed up as a Ninja Turtle costume, puffy muscles, off-brand Ninja Turtle,
But he makes it look good.
and Eric. So what outfit are you rocking this kitty cat makeup with?
I don't know, just regular street clothes. Nothing like what I wear to the job. So doesn't really matter. Just something casual.
Okay. All right. So what you're trying to find Marcus Porter and corner him in an alley somewhere?
Yeah, just it doesn't have to be an alley per
Right.
se. Just off the beaten path, somewhere where we can have a nice, threatening conversation with him.
Okay.
Okay, this works out perfectly. We figure out where he walks. Eric can be posted up in his cat face makeup. In the area nearby.
That's just so silly.
Meanwhile,
Why?
I'm on the street, but I've got one of those signs that you spin, an advertisement thing, and then when I wait for him to walk by, when he does, I kind of harass him. I circle around him, circle the thing until he's annoyed, until I get a perfect angle where he can only just see me, and then I show him the gun that's taped to the inside of the sign, and just look at him and point. You come this way.
Okay. All right. And what does the cat do?
After he starts walking, I follow once they're off the street.
Okay. All right. So you guys are. I missed the comment. Damn it.
We want to keep our covers, man.
Just why are we doing it this way? We black on the last dude who didn't need to be threatened. Now,
hey, listen, he summoned these fairies. Like, I think he needs to be threatened.
That's true.
Okay. So, well, this part's gonna really tickle you. So you isolate Marcus as he's walking essentially across the street to his car where he parked, and you lead him off the beaten path, as it were. And right when you turn a corner, it's weird. You go from being outside to being inside a fancy restaurant. Marcus Porter is nowhere to be seen. You're still dressed as a Ninja Turtle. And Eric still has his cat whiskers. And you see a well-dressed gentleman with pointed ears. And he looks you up and down. I wasn't expecting that.
That makes three of us.
I pick up a menu.
Yeah, I might as well have a seat.
Do you speak Elvish, Eric?
Probably not, but I got an app for that.
You might. Probably do. It's a menu of, you have a translation app. You take a picture of the page, and it pulls words for you. You find it's a traditional menu of a higher dining experience, like a Gordon Ramsay style restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get your filet mignon and your beef Wellington, escargot.
My beef mignon.
Escargot and the challenge.
The costs next to things are weird. It's a childhood memory, for one thing. It's your favorite smell, another thing.
Well, I mean, we were invited, so it's only customary that our guest pays. I mean, our host pays.
I mean, do you say that out loud, or do you assume?
Huh? No, I mean, if I start reading prices, yeah, I would say that out loud.
Let's just say we're already giving you the discount. That's the beggar's menu. I can always
get for 2 tankers of creamer.
Well, the bread is complimentary. It's good bread. So,
how much is a brandy going to cost me?
Try for some orange juice while you're here.
Oh, fuck yeah, orange juice. How much does orange juice cost?
As he looks down the menu, how much does orange juice?
Your immortal soul, which you should sign up for because you're gonna have a bidding war in the afterlife.
Yep. Yeah.
That one dream that you can almost remember that's perfect and you keep going back to it.
Orange juice. Like, this is perfect.
Yeah. Done.
You got yourself a goddamn deal.
Now I never have to hunt for the perfect orange juice. I've had it, and I no longer remember it. I'm no longer haunted by it.
You did it.
My character has gotten closure.
If it isn't the best goddamn orange juice you've ever had, way better than you remember from when you were a kid.
Oh, that's amazing. I savor it.
I mean, you can feel the sugar crystals spreading into your body. You can feel the tendrils emanating from your stomach of just how good this is. They're metaphorical,
After about like
not
5 or
literal.
6 sips. After a few sips, I look over there and say, I'm pretty sure I remember somewhere in myth that you're probably not supposed to eat food offered to you by a fairy, or you're not allowed to leave their domain.
We've left other places we weren't supposed to go and never be able to leave again, so I'm not too worried about it.
And haven't you?
Mm.
This restaurant isn't called Charon's Boat, is it?
No, that would be a little bit
bad
too
sign for
cliched.
you.
This place, it's a little place I like to call the Afterthought. What about you? What are you having?
You know what? I'm gonna stick with bread for now.
Well, I know who you are. Fair that you know who I am. My name's Sal. Or, as I used to be known, Melodis. That was a long time. It's in a bit of a different gig now. And I gotta say, really don't like a couple hunters messing around.
That's
Get that a lot.
Look, nothing that I have done breaks contract. Sign. On him. He agreed to all of this. These people are under his care. Fair game.
You have not violated your contract. You have, however, murdered a once promising chef, a man who most likely had his whole life ahead of him, and possibly ruined the career of my personally favorite pitchman for late night TV.
He was divorced 3 times. Artery clogged. It was 5, 6.
Wait. Did you clear his arteries as a part of his destruction? Like, his arteries should still be clogged. It's not a worse situation. It's still persistent. Did he die? Is he dead now?
All I'm
Did you
saying,
kill him?
that chef. Look, the knives killed him. Let's be clear. Like, the knives.
I'm pretty sure the fairy wielding the knives killed him.
No, the knives killed him. Really. The will didn't do anything. Something. But look, we're getting a little bit off topic here. All I'm saying is that this guy was no hero that you're making. He was barely a hero.
Not the chef.
Yeah, he's not a hero in general. He was this man's hero. Which
not even the chef.
he was talking about the pitchman. Yeah.
Oh well, I mean, I
think we can all agree on the chef. He was, as soon as he signed that contract to do that infomercial, it was, yeah.
I mean, that guy will bounce back. How about I pay him a visit? I pay him a visit, give him a little pep talk, get him back on his feet. Get him whipping products again. Like, hey, it wouldn't be the first time I've sold. Not my favorite thing to do, but sell themselves. Would you like to see what they can do? Watch, I've got this onion. I've got this onion here. Have you ever seen?
We've seen the video.
Yeah, an infomercial.
I mean,
that we watched that led us into this case.
Did you act now? Because
go wide.
look, we're not supposed. We're not.
But it's not actually on sale.
We're not supposed to do this, but I'm going to extend the 2-hour deadline
By like a week and a half.
for you. Yes, just for you guys. As a little thank you for not getting up and shit. Give you. You know what? I will triple your order. That we've never done this before. Triple your order on your kitchen.
I don't know, man.
All you
There's got to
do,
be a better way.
Oh, there's always magic. He waves his hand and an onion dices. But
I'll take 2 of those.
That's unbelievable.
This is as close as you're gonna get.
I don't need a kitchen miracle. I would like actual miracles.
Well,
that has my my interest.
That's funny that you mentioned that. Let's take a little trip down memory. And he snaps his fingers, and the 3 of you are inside. Like you guys become all disembodied heads, and you're floating around together in a cloud, where like a little cloud, and it's 3 heads. Your juice doesn't make the trip.
No.
We're savoring it.
Sorry.
And you see a much younger Marcus Porter. And Salandus.
Marcus Porter?
Yeah. Salandus, his head is in between both of yours, by the way. So like he's the middle of the sandwich here. All right, now look at this guy. And you see him, a very nervous man approaching a very pretty woman. And you can't hear what they're saying, but you can see from the body language that he is asking her on a date. And when his shoulders sag in relief, you can tell that he has said yes, and he looks very happy,
yes.
And he leaves. She has said yes. Everyone said yes. And then it cuts.
Yes.
It cuts to a noticeable amount of time later, where you can see that he's older, and they're living together in a house. And you can see the electricity gets turned off. And then on the kitchen table, you see a bunch of bills that say past due and third notice and final notice. And they're doing that thing where they're happy to have each other, but they're definitely worried about the money. You see the woman, her name is Azelle. You see her and Marcus at the doctor's. And the doctor is looking at an ultrasound and shaking his head no. And the woman looks very sad.
Mm.
And then you see a later scene where this happens again. And then you see Marcus.
Is this Up?
What's that?
Are you doing Up now?
I don't think Up had a miscarriage. Did Up have a miscarriage? Did Up have multiple miscarriages? Did I miss that part of the movie?
This is a dark, gritty Up. Like she clearly couldn't have children.
This is Down. The next scene.
So he just like ties a bunch of stones to his house, goes on
rolls his house off a cliff.
He ties a bunch of stones to his feet and then jumps in a lake.
Much darker. What about the kid?
He's with him.
Jesus.
You know what happened to the kid? The doctor shook his head no.
No, I mean the kid that comes to visit him.
Oh, Salandus.
They had a suicide pact.
Scuba enthusiast.
The next scene.
Free guy. There's no equipment.
Stop it. You're killing the mood.
The cows killed the mood.
Yeah.
All right. The next scene is Marcus and Azelle in front of another doctor, and the doctor's just looking at a chart, And he shakes his head no, and the woman starts crying. Then it cuts away to them living again together. They're still happy, and Marcus is at the kitchen table and he's holding up something. And it's like this weird little magnetic pouch. Apparently, it's his first kitchen gadget that he's invented. And you see him on the street corner, like almost like Short Circuit 2, the little table that he's got set up, and he's like doing the street vendor pitchman style of buy my kitchen gadget to try and make ends meet. Mm-hmm. You see a hooded man bumps into Marcus, and for the first time you hear voice. Well, you seem to be having some trouble. Nope, no trouble here. We've got the new kitchen buddy, and what it does is it organizes your knives for you and sticks right to the side of any refrigerator or stove, making your knife storage much easier. In fact, all the time you'll save storing these knives will leave you that extra time to get that glass of wine you've been. Yeah, buddy, you can save it. I'm not looking to buy your buddy, but as someone who's been through some rough times, I can tell you I've seen, and I think I know a guy who might. So if you're looking to turn your life around, why don't you follow me? I'll make it. Well, I don't really have much to lose, so yes. Follows the guy inside an apartment, like a mid-scale apartment, where an average person would middle. And sitting at the table, leaned back, arms behind his head, his feet kicked up, is Saladus. And the dude that walks the guy in says, well, saw this guy in the corner. He looked pretty sad and pathetic. Told me to find, right? Hey, I still have some pride. Buddy, if you had pride, you wouldn't have followed a stranger into this apartment. Don't worry. Because I know what you need. I'm in a good mood. You see, it's always been my job to help people. Get people the things they want. They feel good, I feel good. You know what I mean? So, looks like you're short on money. Now, can't just go giving you money. That would break some rules. But I am allowed to help some money. And it seems like you got a little bit of a calling there with your kitchen things or whatever. You're missing a salesman. So, I can sell anything. Call me the master pitchman. Call me whatever you want, really. I'm the success story. In fact, I should be telling you. But that aside, I'm not exactly your standard pitcher. Got a bit of an unfair advantage. I got a little bit of extra, a little bit of oomph. I'm old. Real old. And the things that matter to me are a little bit different. That's good, because you're not going to be alive long enough to really care. Give you what you want. Promise me what I want. Buddy gets what they want. So, here's the deal. I'm in with you, buddy. 100%. I'm going to make you new gadgets. I'm going to get you pitchmen, get you nationwide coverage. You're rich. But there's a catch. I'm going to want your firstborn son. Kidding me? My son? Yeah, just one. Keep all the rest. I just need the first one. It's a small price to pay for everything. Look, you won't even miss it. I mean, you'll miss it at first, sure. That means you're a good person. And any good person would feel that way. But really, what is that moment weighed against the life of all of your future children and your wife? That's the best thing. And it wouldn't really cost you that much because you wouldn't get attached. Well, just my firstborn son, right? That's the only thing you're going to want. Yeah, just your firstborn son. How do we even? And yeah, right. How do we make a deal like this? You can't exactly go to the bank, sort of thing. Well, just so happens I'm a bit of a notary myself. I've got some extra powers when it making sure these kind of deals stay honored. So what I've got right here is a standard promising of the firstborn contract. Blah blah blah. Here the undersigned, that's you, promises to give the signee, the signor, which is exclusive access to their firstborn child to do for all of eternity, that includes soul, forever revoking any and all claim. You get the idea, right? Okay, so if I want to roast this thing over a spit, have myself a little Marcus Porter Jr. barbecue. That's not going to do that. Saying the terms of this contract that would will forsake all claims. Your first sign here. I give you what you want, and then he shows him the part of the contract that says, fame and fortune, riches, good health, blah 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 blah. Just one more thing wouldn't really be doing my job if I didn't mention that if you fuck me, Marcus, you and everyone you love will pay. So as long as I get what I want, what you want. And you see Marcus sign the contract. And he walks home, and you can see him get halfway home when he thinks he's away from everybody, and he starts laughing. I can't have kids. My wife can't have kids. Maybe that guy was crazy. But I'll never have to pay up. And the scene fades away. And Salandis looks over at you two with his disembodied floating head. And he talks to your disembodied floating head. Yeah, smart guy. Thought he had it covered. Except fixed his wife. Well, I unfixed her.
I was going to say,
new to your pets,
background research, but I guess you had that covered.
But we'll get to that later. And the next thing you see is a montage of Salandis selling on television. Like he's the pitchman for some of you. You recognize this guy. You love this guy. He's like the Billy Mays of pitchmen.
So Billy Mays.
Good old Sal here. Good old Sal here. Selling the spot remover. That's right. If you've got spots, you're not going to see spots any longer. The only spots you're going to be seeing is all the spots that you. So we got to get you in on this product right now. We've got 4 tubes for $29.90. But if you call now, I will give you 6 tubes for $23.99. That is 2 extra tubes, and you save $1. So every 6 tubes you buy, you save $1. So if you buy 26 sets of tubes, you're practically getting it for free. So we are going to we are going to open up the phone lines right now. Look, you just order 4. Order code 4. That is the 26 sets of tubes set. It'll be charged in 100 easy installments at 7% interest. Look, it is a steal. It is an absolute steal. You will not see spots anymore except the spots that you choose to see or the spots that you've already cleaned. So I cannot stress this enough. 26 set tube will get you an equivalent savings of free spot remover. You would be dumb.
You see the spots you've already cleaned. You haven't cleaned the spots.
Like you would
No,
be.
you just see them in your mind's eye forever.
It's even worse.
Like I want you to watch this. All right, I want you to watch this. I have with me an authentic replica of the Mona Lisa.
What does that mean?
And I am going to take the spot remover and I'm going to erase the entire Mona Lisa. Just watch. Just watch that paint come right off. This could be the stains in your clothes, the stain in your carpet, that time you spilled wine on your couch. Look at it come off. We have a white canvas. We have a white canvas. This authentic replica of the Mona Lisa has been completely spot removed. There are no spots left on this except the spots that I've already cleaned, which you can see right here. So we, and this goes like Salandis is actually he's the only one with arms right now. You still have disembodied head, but he has his arms, and you can see he's folded, and he's very proud of himself at this moment, watching this sales pitch. And you see the phone start lighting up in the background. And he looks over at you. Would you believe I sold 450 sets of 26?
I would. People are dumb.
There are a lot of dummies. Yeah.
Like most of the people bought one set. I get that. It was a good product. I didn't sell bad products. But 400 some people bought 26 sets. That's a lifetime supply of spot remover. Well, anyways, you get the idea. And it shows the company growing and eventually moving to where they are now. And you can see Marcus is the one who's in charge of all the expansion. And he is trying to think big, but he's thinking big in a small way, in a sense that he doesn't know how to expand the operation. He doesn't know how to scale it, which is where this electrical mess came into play. Like you can see Marcus just tearing open packets of cords that he bought at like Radio Shack and Circuit City, places that no longer exist. But it's the most basic equipment that he's just piggybacking together.
Like he just broke into already shuttered Circuit Cities. Just raiding what they had left.
You know, this must be a personal affront to you because this really does make him the villain. Not only is he responsible for the Fae killing everyone, but he's the one who's responsible personally for that terrible electrical work.
Mm-hmm.
So, so you see Marcus doing all of this, and Salandis looks at you and he goes, "You know, for the last 4 years, the only thing keeping people from dying at that place was me and my guys. It was legit fairy magic that was protecting people.
It had to be something.
This is the only reason there were no fatalities up until now. Like one of those accidents that happened recently, that wasn't me. That was just me not stopping it. I want to be clear. I want to be clear on that. One of those was legitimate electrocution. Nothing to do with that one. So then he says, "But wait, there's more." And he snickers. That sound.
But wait, there's more.
And you see Marcus and his wife in their house, and she's holding up a pregnancy test, and she's excited, happy. And Marcus, he turns white, ghost. You see Isella getting bigger, and happier, and she's like reading like baby books and painting a nursery. And Marcus, you can see him pacing in his room, getting agitated. And finally, you see the baby is born. And Salandis goes, "You know, I had every right to take that baby. I could have been the doctor. Heard that. I have been the doctor. But I was feeling day same. It's gonna go.
Mm.
So I give the guys
I like that cow crop.
Never seen a crop of cows go. I don't even know how it happened. They just withered away. Like they turned into jerky. Like once the cream
was all it took.
Once the cream did not arrive at that farm, it's like they knew. It took 2 steps and shriveled away. Ruined the whole crop.
That's what we call post-part skim milk depression.
Wow.
I hope you actually get cancer. Hope you, Aaron Anderson, get cancer.
That is a mighty fine compliment you can get after you said a pun.
All right, so big day comes, right? Marcus, buddy. I know you haven't seen me around in a little while. How's that 2-story house, our garage, and 6-figure barking on 7-figure salary tree? Oh, there's got to be something. Look, I want to give you. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy. I'm happy with her wife. See, she kind of attached. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it happen. Well, a long time ago. You played the long. Not that you. Some time into you. Bit of magic. Magic at a cost that you can't. And it's.
I just hire a fucking electrical engineer earlier. Like, why?
And it's payback time. So you need to
hire a consultant.
Give me
so you
that
can learn
kid.
how to grow your business. Like, I don't understand him. He has to die.
You need to give me that kid. Or something bad's gonna happen. And it's not gonna be my fault, Marcus. It's gonna be yours. Your fault for breaking our. Maybe wasn't the smartest deal you ever made. If it was me, I would have pissed a few people off and be the rest of your life. Or people out. It's hard to get. People are easy. Look, having a hard time with people? Go 3 miles in anything. Set up shop there. Brand new set of people. They all gonna like you. Wife gonna leave you? Find another one. Get 10. Afford it. But what you can't afford is to fuck me. So what's it gonna be? Look, I don't know what to I can't. Right? Don't say I didn't give you the easy way. And the scene fades away. And then you start to see some more recent scenes of... here's the thing you couldn't see the last time. You see 6 small fairies that are about that tall picking up the knives from the knife block and whipping them into the Italian chef. And then you see the same footage, just minus... And then you see the fairies flying over him and laughing as he's dying. And then you see Marcus pacing, worried again. Like, and you see Marcus start leaving cream out. like that. That's gonna matter to me. Look, it's a nice gesture. That's the sort of thing you do if I come over to visit him. That's the sort of thing you do to show me care. Hey, would you like tea? Hey, would you like some cookies? Fuck yeah, I would like some cookies. But you know what? I'd like your firstborn fucking son a little bit sooner. But we finish up our business.
Move lives matter.
And there's just one catch. And he shows you Marcus's nursery. And there's a symbol painted on the rug, and the crib is made of iron.
Hmm.
So I got a bit of a problem. A little tough for me to collect. And he knows it. I kill him, that's not really good for me either. No, I mean, I can kill him if I get his kid. Care to. But there's other arrangements that can be made. Just one here. I know what you want. And I'm going to charge you a lot less than I charged this because really I'd like to get you what you fuck out. Gerald. And by the way, you're back at the restaurant now. You have your bodies back. You have your orange juice back. Tell you what, things go well, I'll get you a glass of that never runs out.
Tempting. You do know I have cancer, right?
Of course it is. What cancer?
Of course it is.
He said, of course it is to its tempting, but you also said you have cancer, which of course it is. See, Gerald, you look a little weighed down. A little tired, you know? You got that.
Yeah, it's this turtle shell.
You got that weight of the world look on you.
Oh, is it showing?
To me, it is.
Yeah.
But what if I said, you don't need to be carrying that thing around? And all I have to do is, and he waves his hand like this, and you feel the weight of the world lifted off you.
I drink the orange juice.
And it fills back up.
Yeah.
Savor that moment.
Yeah.
And you see him holding between his fingers the little tiny fanny pack. It's an odd thing. Pretty weird curse magic. Tough to get around, but not for me. Not if you know how it works. And then he opens up his hand again, and you feel it back on yourself.
Oh. Oh.
And
this is the only thing that's going to keep me alive through the cancer, though.
I think we can take care of that. Look, the weight of the world.
All you want is an innocent child.
That's tricky. Let me make my pitch here. Building.
Yeah, okay.
Building. Do that to you.
You do know that I'm one of the world's greatest con men, right?
Yeah, that's why this is going to be easy.
Probably got nothing on Eldritch Creature, but I'm just saying. I've watched a lot of pitches, and I've made a lot of pitches.
Made a share catches too.
Look, I don't need to.
I'm not the one who looks like a pussy.
I don't need to con you. Too smart for that. I'm obviously not going to be able to con you. That would be stupid of me to try. You'd see right through it. What I can do is make you a deal you can't refuse. Make it so that what you do, you'll be better at. You're not at full strength right now, buddy. You're doing important work. I can't. This whole Demon Lord thing, look, that's put a real cramp in my style, and I would love nothing more than to get you out there at full strength so I don't have to deal with that. The last time one of these guys got loose, I hid away for 500. That was boring. But guys like you make shit happen. I need you out there at full power. If it's right for me. So, why don't you think about that for a minute while I talk to Eric? Because this is a 2-for-1 special. Eric, I know you want something too. And that whole bit with the trials, whew, that was rough. Hello, by the way. You guys don't know what I'm talking about here, but we get our version of bloopers from that thing. And see, I've seen some whoppers. But you guys, bad. But there's one place where they fucked you, Eric, and it's not fair. No? It's not fair for someone to give up so much just so they can keep. And especially that's not fair when you had to give up was in. I'm going to make you an offer. Both of you got to take it. Gerald, you get the weight of the world off your shoulder. I'll do something about your cancer so it won't kill you.
Chemo. He just signed you up for chemo.
I still have the cancer, riddled with it, but it's never going to kill me.
Mm-mm.
And that weight of the world problem, gone. And the orange juice, I'll give you a flask of orange juice just like that never runs out. That's on the table for you. Eric, I've got something just as tricky for me, if possible. Hopefully just as valuable. I am going to give you a screwdriver that will become any tool you want it to be. And he opens up a hole in reality, and you see your mom on the torture table. He snaps his fingers, and all of her shackles open. And pulls her out. She steps through the tear. And she is shocked. And she runs over to you, Eric, and gives you a hug. And she's crying and, oh, my baby boy, how did you get me out? This is the best thing you've ever done for me. I knew you wouldn't forget about me. I always told him that's the one thing that made it so I never broke, that you were going to get me out of there somehow. I just knew it. And he lets this go on for a minute. I don't know if you take the opportunity to do anything with this, or do you just kind of let it play out?
Just let it play out.
Okay. When the moment settles naturally, he rips open reality again and just puts her back inside. Snaps his fingers, and she is reshackled. But the demon who has been torturing her is still immobilized, and he pretty much wraps him up in chains until your negotiations are. And he leaves like the little window open so that you can see her. Now, here's the best part about all this. I don't want much beyond what I've already got coming. Now I could play the long game with this guy, wait for his kid to grow up. Kid's got to leave the house eventually, right? What's he gonna do? Back, and then I've got him. But that could take years. I kind of want my payoff now. Got other shit to do. So, get me what's mine. And I'm gonna kill Marcus. Gotta come.
Yeah.
Gotta come.
Got no argument for me.
You do those two things,
I mean,
and All that stuff I promised you is yours. And you leave me the fuck alone. Till maybe I hit your radar some other day. That's not today, and we don't. But this one, walk.
Gonna need a moment to confer with my partner here.
Take
What happens to the kid? What do you do with the kid?
The kid's mine.
I get that.
Look, I'm not going to be raping him or anything or cutting open the. Kid won't feel a thing.
What does that mean? He won't feel a thing that suggests that you're going to do something. He just won't feel it.
Well,
obviously he's gonna do something,
right? Like, why would I get? Why would I? Yeah, why would this guy here gets it? You explain to him. He gets it.
I'm going to imagine something along the lines of living off of his life force or dreams or hopes.
See, now you get it. It's a lot easier when you get them young. You got to raise them right. Teach them how to be proper. Look, it's like nutrition. Okay, it's renewable. Kill them, but I do need an army of people. Dreams for me, giving me their feelings so that I can eat them, stay alive. It's how I stay young. It'll be happy.
Cat whiskers, though.
He'll be happy, or at least he'll think he's happy. Difference.
All right, let's have a sidebar.
Yeah, sidebar.
Side orange juice bar.
Yep, I just take my orange juice with me.
Okay.
Go sit down at the actual bar.
Okay, you guys go to the actual bar.
I have some concerns.
And then, hang on, as soon as you say you have some concerns, a little tiny Salandis pops up on your shoulder. Help you with?
This is the sidebar, bruh.
You can brush him away.
I have an additional concern.
If you brush him away, he goes away. He vanishes. You see him back at his table like he hasn't moved.
Of course not.
Got his legs kicked up.
I have some concerns. I think it goes without saying that kind of goes against what we are generally supposed to do and how we've generally operated in the past to hand over a defenseless baby to a monster. Although, while I'm sure they're terrible, they are not generally something we hunt on a regular basis. Because they only act when they're collecting on deals. And their deals aren't nearly as bad as demon deals, for what that's worth.
Oh, you've made a few of those.
Yeah, no, that's going to be the end of my concerns. I got on that too. Also, don't know how I feel about offing Mr. Porter. Again, not in our job thing, but it's not the first time we've offed someone.
Yeah, that's kind of exactly in my wheelhouse.
Your wheelhouse specifically, and I will turn a blind eye to that as I always have because I don't entirely disagree. And God knows I've made much terrible mistakes. I say looking into his one good eye.
Both of my eyes are good.
Your one human eye. Lastly, I don't know if we should hand over the weight of the world to a fae.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That was my one concern. Where does the weight of the world go?
Yeah, I mean, I think that as much as it's a curse for us, is less of a curse for him because he's not taking it on himself, and I'm sure there's some power in there, some titanic.
Yeah, I'm sure he can end up fucking the world, and he ends up being the big bad because we gave him the weight of the world just because it felt good. Like I think you getting your never-ending gobstopper of orange juices.
Orange juice is amazing because I don't dream about it every night now. Still the best orange juice ever.
So yeah, I mean, like you already got two things, so
if a cancer thing, that would be awesome.
Yeah, like the weight of the world we have to keep, but he can get rid of your cancer. You get the orange juice.
Mostly
give a mother
to take this shit back. Mostly because Atlas needs to take this shit back.
Yeah.
Plus,
I mean, if nothing else, I really don't think we could be dealing with a high-level Fae while we have 2 demon lords crawling up our asshole.
And kudos to him for mentioning that it's in his best interest, because that took some power out of my counter arguing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, he's good at what he does.
Oh, Fae. And you look down at the counter, and there's a little tiny Salandis with a cane, and he's twirling it around as he does like this little dance across the counter. And he goes, I only offered to take the weight of the world because I thought you'd be too nice to let me put it on someone else. If you really want it, I could put it back on it.
We need his strength.
Oh yeah, we still need Atlas for the moment.
Can you put it on anyone?
Yeah.
Without them choosing to accept it?
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
Let's see. Do you have Wi-Fi here?
I mean, I can. Yeah, you've got Wi-Fi. The password is I consent.
I consent. I don't like that.
So no, they don't have Wi-Fi here.
No, they ain't got no Wi-Fi.
I got all the Wi-Fi you need.
I'm not signing that contract.
Just click OK.
Nope.
Alice, did you hear the Wi-Fi password?
Yeah.
I am sure that this very specific cross-section of person exists. We just need to be able to find him and verify that they do. And I think this would be the most fitting punishment for that individual after what they've done. So, are there any quadriplegic pedophile rapists?
Why quadriplegic?
Because he can't go anywhere. Like, just because you can't feel the rest of the world, you're going to feel the weight. But you can't move. You can't go anywhere. You can't complain about it. All you can do is suffer it forever.
I was just going to put it on a person in a coma.
Mm-mm. They didn't do anything except lose consciousness forever.
Have to experience the world forever.
Yeah, but that's why I said the quadriplegic rapist pedophile. Like, he deserves that.
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah.
Kind of like where this guy's going.
The thing is, I don't want to spare this guy. That's not my argument. I thought I had an efficient way of dealing with it.
I mean, it was an efficient way of dealing with it. It just turned out not to be the most efficient way of dealing with it. This is a twofer.
Fair enough. I mean, I was going to stick it on Syndrome.
I don't want a demon running around with the weight of the world either.
Well, it's not like we let him run around.
Yeah, but still, like, that's just a loophole waiting to happen.
Yeah. I mean, that, or we could put it on the guy who used to be a bit of an asshole from Team Epsilon. But I was going to try to keep it in-house because we might need that again at some point.
Well, we can always, like, I'm not just going to put it on this guy and not monitor him heavily.
Okay. You say number 9? Okay. Anyway,
all right. So Salandis pops up. Salandis actually opens. He walks over to the table. Looks like you need me for this. And believe I'll go back over there to mention sidebar. But he reaches into his backpack and pulls out a book. Puts it on the table. And on the cover of the book is big golden gilded letters. Is quadriplegic racist pedophiles.
I didn't say racist. But
Rapist.
You can add that. Rapist. But if they have racist...
No, he goes, oh, wait, that's...
variety as well.
He goes, oh, wrong book. Sorry, they're in alphabetical order. He pulls out quadriplegic rapist pedophiles. And he puts the racist one back.
Why do you have that?
All right, let's peruse.
It's a pop-up book.
Oh, no. I don't know what that means.
Honestly, I feel like we can open to any page.
Yeah, but I'm sure someone's in here is particularly heinous.
I don't want a window shop for this.
You don't want buyer's remorse, dude.
Hey, my sandwich, dude. Get out of there.
I'll leave this one up to you. It was your idea.
I mean, you can find
Having it.
You can find quote unquote the worst of the worst. You do feel a little dirty after perusing the book.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah, I want a cross section of someone who is the worst with the least amount of support, like family members, things like that.
I mean, there's not a whole lot of family connection with this group, but sure, I can put them in descending order.
Like, there's always generally someone who's willing to, if not forgive, overlook given the circumstances.
Well, someone takes the biggest crap every day. It's just a numbers game. But yeah, I get what you really want to make sure this guy has it coming.
Mm-hmm.
You really want him to suffer.
Yep.
You want me to put a tack on his chair too?
Yeah, you want to feel it.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, just because he doesn't have limbs doesn't mean he's numb. Because you didn't say paralyzed, you just said no limbs.
It's a quadriplegic, yeah, not paraplegic.
A paraplegic just means like 2 limbs.
It's lower.
Quadriplegic is definitely all 4 limbs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can actually have your limbs and still be paraplegic or quadriplegic if you are paralyzed. But I assumed we were just looking for someone who is limbless.
No, I would have specified amputee.
Somehow I just imagine that.
No, he would essentially be paralyzed vocally as well, so no complaints. Don't need the poor staff dealing with this bullshit. Shut up, you right, kids.
All right, you find him. Find the perfect guy.
Cool. Where is he located? So we can
be called the perfect guy.
Yeah, first and last. Yes.
Oh, I can get you the. Well, there's not coordinates, but there's a city listed on the page.
Yeah, like I don't need him to get us there. We still have work to do when we get back. I just need to know where so I can set up all the equipment afterwards.
I can send you a link. Your phone gets a text message.
Then he tricks some shit to this.
Well, you click the link and then
I didn't say I clicked the link.
I was going to say a screen.
I don't trust the link.
I was going to say a screen pops up asking you to join the Wi-Fi.
Now, I'm sure they have name, age, location.
Yeah,
I can find them with that.
Yep.
I can find them with less, but if they have that, then that's an embarrassment of riches.
No, he's got
have to pay.
No, he's got name, age, social security number, prison ID, dental records. Okay. Like this is the pop-up book. Like there's little things that you press that make different things happen. It's interactive. You can even roll him around in his little wheelchair if you want.
I'm not touching this book.
Yeah, I don't need to come back to the world and there's reports of a ghost in the fucking prison that we attached the weight of the world to a quadriplegic guy. Like that's the last thing I need.
Started rolling him around. Wee. Hey,
so let's finish our sidebar here.
No, I can make him feel again.
Nah. Well, I mean,
I just think about
we'll discuss that.
But sidebar. I gotcha. And he disappears into a puff of smoke and reappears back at the table.
Hey, wait, restaurant you can smoke in? Sweet.
Tastes like cinnamon.
So, yeah. All right. So, assuming we go with that plan, great. A lot of problems solved. I love being able to accidentally fall ass backwards into solving my problems and knowingly making new ones in the future. Because I'm still sure making any deal with him is a mistake. Not the least of which is turning over this child. Now, to get to what we were talking about earlier, yeah, I've long since decided to make those necessary evil choices. This feels like one of them.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not really sold on reality actually being a thing. So what is and isn't is always relative. And this kid will be in relative happiness forever. Who am I to say it's any less real than the bullshit we're dealing with?
I mean, we have to live the life after the trials.
Yeah, we were kings.
Yeah, we were kings.
Wait a minute. That's a wrinkle I didn't think about.
How about that?
How about it?
How about that? I don't know. I mean, that's an entirely separate sidebar that needs to be had.
All right, send Tony Orange Juice, move further down the bar.
I mean, seriously, being a king was the best time I've ever had.
Yeah.
Can't really take you guys off the board. Need you, remember?
What good are you?
Look, you guys put those things away, come back and find me, talk. This is the deal
we're
you get.
definitely going to leave that one on.
Yeah, we're definitely putting a big-ass pin in that one.
Yeah.
Look, there's nothing I like more than a repeat customer. Satisfaction game.
All right, yeah, I mean, I think we've agreed to yes.
Double yes.
I have one more stipulation on that deal. I realized when you offered him a screwdriver that I'd also like a screwdriver, and by that I mean I want a screwdriver setting on my flask. I want to like twist it and like it's orange juice, and then twist it and it's alcoholic. A literal screwdriver, well, not literal, figurative screwdriver. Literally a screwdriver in the beverage named that sense. It'll save me a ton of money in liquor bills.
I can do that for just a small upcharge. Something small. You won't even know it's gone, really, and you'll probably get it back. It'll grow back.
Grow back?
Yeah, just
my liver?
Just see. I am bound by the celestial laws to refer to, at least once, the abstract coalescence of energy that I am talking about as a greater concept as the human soul. Okay? So, when you say...
I mean, you wasted your soul on less.
See,
I mean, I know.
You say the word soul and people get all caught up. No, I can't have my soul. Your soul isn't a single... It's a collection of things, right? And it's something that grows and changes over time. It becomes more powerful or weak as you get older. Whatever. Depending on how you travel. And days. I see you put your eyes up there. Later?
No.
We'll put a big pin in.
I mean, I'd probably rather put out than give you any bit of my soul.
But I just want to say the part that you do give, it's not going to be a lot. You might be a little tired for a few days. Eventually, you'll be back where you were. But
you won't have to wait the world on your soul.
The reason is what you're asking for It's not that I can't do it. It's just that I can't do it for free. It's not that I can't do it for free for you. I can't do it for me. Cost.
So orange juice is
I-
fine, but orange juice with a screwdriver setting is expensive.
That was paid for with what I'm going to get by closing this deal.
Yeah.
So this here, look, a little bit extra. Like I said, it'd be fine.
Well, obviously, you do realize that once you write this out, we're going through it with a fine-tooth comb.
I would expect nothing else from you.
As long as there's a guarantee that it grows back.
Put that in writing.
Of course, I'm going to make sure that you don't use it to bind me to anything.
Nope, you'll be fine.
I would part with my soul in that deal if only used for personal consumption.
I can make that promise.
Okay. Yeah, I think I can work with that.
All right, sounds good. What about you, son? Want to get your mom out of jail?
Yeah, I'm not.
Make sure she has all of her fingers.
Oh. Guess I won't get you with that, but sure.
With that.
Eric, that's kind of like the screwdriver setting on his flask.
No, I'm pretty sure she's whole, so they can dismantle her. So
now it's kind of the way I get her out is I go to the moment and stop her from. So not only is she going to come out, she won't remember having been. So you won't have that messed on fun. It's a little bit of time travel-ish, but not in the way that you think about it. Everything's happened. I'm just
know how I think about time travel. How dare you? How dare you presume?
Like this.
Like temporal cognizance.
Look, obviously you're a lot smarter than your partner here. I'm not going to try to pull any fast ones on you. Just saying, the way that I can do this, you want her fingers back, you got to do a similar.
Oh, she doesn't have her fingers back. Does she still have the cancer?
Nah, she's fine.
That's not an answer.
I said no.
You said she'll be fine.
I said no, she'll be fine.
Oh, you fucking stuttered there then, like the fucking feed stuttered. All I heard was she'll be fine.
Like you guys
No, I can't. I can't
really
offer my soul to have her fingers back. With my tech use at 50, I'll make her a kick-ass mechanical arm. She'll be fucking Misty Knight in this bitch. I think she'll prefer that.
Your choice.
It is. And I've made it.
Okay. Drop the contracts. Rolls them out immediately. This here, you're just going to read it here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So how is he dealing with my cancer?
One for Gerald and one for Eric. He agrees to essentially put your cancer in remission to come back at super strength if you ever break the terms of your deal.
Oh, okay.
Well, our only explicit deal is to hand over this child and kill Marcus Porter.
To walk away from this situation after, not bother him about this situation. There is a specific clause in there that should he appear on your radar again for something else, that's a separate matter.
Question on that too. If we leave this business alone, once his deal is complete and the child has been handed over and Marcus is dead, he's not going to be killing anyone here.
Correct. His business here will be finished. Yep.
Okay. So we will have solved this mystery and put an end to it.
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions about the contract?
Nope. If it's straight up, so we don't have to actually litigate it, and then there's I see no problem.
I'm sure there's some legalese. I go over it. I roll con against it to see if there's any obvious traps that we as players have not asked about.
The legalese for the bit about your soul, it's written clearly, but it uses words and concepts that you have no understanding of. So you can ask him, it's one of those things where you can ask him questions about what does this mean, but then you have to trust that he's telling you what he says.
Well, I run that by Eric, see if he knows more than I do.
It's a metaphysical, supernatural math that doesn't exist in this realm. Like, you guys haven't quantified the human soul. The Fae have been doing that since they've been around.
Right. What happens if I insist to rewrite it in terms, to include terms that I understand? As in, if he has not already explicitly said it beyond the math of how much he can take, it, blah, blah, the signer promises there will be no lasting damage, a restoration over time of the removed bits of my soul, and it will not be used to bind, curse,
track, or monitor
me, and can only be used for personal consumption.
Yes.
Consumption.
You do get all of that. The one thing that does come out in the woodwork that you find is that the soul bits, they will technically regenerate over time. They won't regenerate over time without effort on your part, which he did leave out. It's kind of like you got to go to the gym to rehabilitate your leg.
Okay.
So,
well, my soul's probably fucked then, but as long as it's theoretically possible, that's fine.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, as long as that stuff that I've specified is in there, and he's also contractually obligated, then my ass is as covered as it's going to be.
Okay. Gerald, are we in agreement? Want to drink on it?
Yeah, sure.
He actually snaps his fingers at your flask, and go ahead, try it out. You put it on the screwdriver setting, and he plops the table and pulls up a shot glass from the table, and then he pulls.
No, never mind.
Give me the good stuff. And he takes a shot. His pour is clear, and he drinks it, and he looks to be as happy as he's ever been.
That's a shot of that whiskey.
You have, your screwdriver tastes like orange juice, with just a little bit of. There's almost no alcohol taste, but you can feel.
Keep the settings straight.
You can feel yourself get fucked up, like almost. Like, you can feel the buzz almost instantly. Number one, this stuff is strong, and number two, it doesn't taste like alcohol.
Be careful with that shit. He never said not killing you with alcohol poisoning was a part of the deal.
There is one catch on that flask, and this would have been in the print. Only you can drink from it.
Okay.
So you can't be.
What happens if somebody else tries?
It's not gonna. It'll be empty.
Just empty?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. I mean, I would love to share the best orange juice in the world.
That's kind of the point. Can't really have this getting out.
Fair enough.
You're the only one on this planet that was haunted by it.
Right. But
no one will ever understand.
What I'm saying is true.
No one will ever understand what you're talking about.
I want to conduct a quick test. Okay, so I turn it upside down. It doesn't pour.
No, I mean it'll pour. It'll pour like into a glass for you. But if you try to give the glass to Eric, the glass just kind of empties.
That's fine. So it's funny though that
going to Vegas.
What's funny about that is then I can go like, and I can just hold it up and watch as it streams out. Oh, that's some of the best stuff ever. And set it down. So I'll be like, God, I'm so thirsty. Oh, you drank it all. Tasty.
What's funny is you know how to do that trick without a magic flask.
Right.
Now it's just easier. You have two
ways.
It's
just real. Now it's just actual magic.
Yeah. Is this a trick flask? Technically, yes. But anyway, yeah, deal.
All right,
I need to see how this fucks me.
Eric.
Yeah, like I said, if as long as everything's 100.
Okay, but you did not opt for your mom's finger.
No, like I said, I'm gonna build her a Misty Night hand.
Okay. All right, you both sign.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
failed the final trial. God damn it.
No.
He was kings.
Sidebar, need the sidebar.
All right. Keep the flask. Here's your screwdriver, by the way.
Cool.
And he hands you like a little multi-tool. Just press this button and think about what you want. And you try it, and it actually can shape form into little screwdrivers, hammers, like a soldering gun, acetylene torch. Like, if it's a tool that you can hold in your hand, and it's roughly the size of this, it will form into it.
Cool.
The other things, payment on delivery.
All right, send us back.
And there you are in the street corner with a very confused Marcus Porter. By the way, the whole negotiation, you were a Ninja Turtle and you were a kitty cat. I just don't want to, really can't underscore that.
I completely know.
We were floating heads. He had the face makeup, and I was a Ninja Turtle.
That's right.
That's awesome.
You cannot underscore this
That
enough.
was amazing.
All right, so you're there in the alley with Marcus.
Oh, do we want to off now or after?
Oh no, after.
Okay.
We look pleased as punch.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Mr. Porter, long story short, we know who you are. We know what you've done.
And it's time to pay your debts, bro.
I was going to say we were here to help him defend his child, and we were going to put down some extra classes.
There's no reason to lie here.
Well, just so we could easily enter his house.
We've easily entered his house before. Like, that's not an issue.
I know we have. It just made it easier this time.
I have a set of keys.
Well,
Where did you get those? Hey, wait, aren't you my electrician?
No, I'm clearly a kitty cat man. What's wrong with you?
That's your voice. You built that box, the audio thing.
No, it's not. Where's the Joker?
it doesn't matter if the jig's up on this one.
Aren't you
You're
from
gonna love me.
Wait, aren't you from OSHA?
He's clearly the female Ninja Turtle. Clearly.
I am Venus, name's Milo, and I work at the local sub shop. Okay, so
I can't take much more of this shit. Oh man. Oh, that's 3 butt gusters today, man.
I didn't even hear what he said.
He was Venus the Milo, and I work at the local sandwich shop.
That's what I thought I heard, but I clearly did not hear that because that made no fucking sense.
I got the sign. Work at the sandwich shop. Part of my cover.
Oh, shit.
The full name of the female Ninja Turtle is Venus de Milo.
It doesn't matter. None of that matters.
I know.
Fucking hell.
Just the indignance. We're for Asia? No.
Oh shit. Yeah. No, dude. Like you fuck the Fae, and then your wife, and then she gave birth to a baby, and then you fuck the Fae again. So, and seriously, like the Fae have been keeping your workers alive until I was keeping your workers alive. And you thought Cream was gonna fix the situation? Like, you had to know you were damn sight past Cream at that point.
Yeah, like you are literally responsible for the deaths
Mm-hmm.
that have occurred and the deaths that are going to occur. So
Yeah. If we don't do this, more people will die. I don't even know how we begin to take out that powerful Fae.
in fact, your best bet right now for you is to turn the child over and then take the coward's way out.
Like
It's
this.
the only way.
I mean, that'd be the least satisfying road for me, but if that's what you want to take,
What
I guess I have to.
kind of monsters are you? This is a little kid. My son
Yeah.
My son doesn't deserve this. This is my fault. I'm the one who should suffer.
I pull up the information about the dude that was hanged earlier, and go on like his Facebook. You see that? He had a little girl and a 1-month-old boy. And I swipe to another, show the other people who have died because of his negligence. So, like, you can't really play on our sympathies when you're literally making orphans of children.
I am not making those orphans. He is the bad guy.
You made a deal and then you reneged.
I didn't think she wasn't supposed to be able to have kids.
You met a man and he transported you to another place and made a deal that made you rich. Why did you think a uterus was beyond his fucking scope of influence?
Did you think he was Rumpelstiltskin? What? Really? Okay. You know what? Never mind. Give me those keys. You can deal with him however you want.
So Gerald goes to.
You were a dude selling electronics by the side of the road, and you thought you could outsmart. That's, man, the hubris. Like, how do you even get that arrogant? Like, I don't even understand. I need a roadmap. Before I kill you, I need to know your thought process inside and out. How can a man get to your place?
You weren't smart enough to keep your bills paid.
Hey, Gerald,
and how do you wait this long to hire an electrical engineer? How do you not hire a consultant to help you grow your business? Like, these things are easy. They wouldn't even cost that much.
Not when I had nothing.
Then you had everything.
Yeah, but then I had everything. I didn't need anymore.
But then you wanted to grow.
No, he wanted to grow. I just kind of was.
You are the worst. All right, let's go get your kid. And
no, not my son. I'll stop you. And
you won't.
He tries. Can't.
No, I don't even knock him out. I just push him to the ground and bind his hands.
Yeah, he's sad and crying and no, my son, my wife.
Like, you have to witness this. You look at it.
Dark turn.
Look at it.
All right, so Gerald goes to the house, knocks on the door.
I make sure that as we do this when his wife is asleep or whatever.
I was going to say Gerald knocks on the door. Baby inspector.
Baby inspector.
Still dressed as a Ninja Turtle.
Well, this all seems above board. That's how good your card game is.
Venus de Milo, baby inspector. Venus de Milo, baby inspector. I work at the local sandwich shop.
Right this way.
Oh, of course.
I've been waiting on you.
Where's my sandwich? I ordered that sandwich an hour ago.
Oh wait, I pulled the wig off his wife. It's Talendis.
Ha! You got me.
Jesus. It's your baby anyway. Like, just take him to court. What are you doing?
Fake court.
No.
You know how long
Yeah.
it takes to get a case heard in fake court?
No, I mean regular court. You're the mother. You're gonna get.
Oh, you want me to
It's
dress up
like
as the woman for that long? Not that I
No,
haven't. I mean, that's what you want.
I don't want any of this.
Dress up as a woman for
No,
you?
we arranged for his wife to not be in the house. Then we go in there. I'm
Oh,
sure there's gonna be a
somebody
babysitter
has to
or
watch
something.
the kid.
Yeah, with a babysitter. Sure.
Girls'
she gets an
babysitting
urgent
service.
call from her husband or something.
Babysitter. Dennis tomorrow. I work at the sandwich shop.
Also here to inspect the baby.
No, better yet, I show up as a teenage girl as a babysitter. My con game's high enough.
Ow, I'm gonna have to roll that.
No.
I need you to roll for that now. We are taking no steps backwards here.
Like, this is...
Roll this.
Okay,
Okay,
roll it.
this is a -40 difficulty.
Oh my god, if there was ever a time for a Nash 20.
I gotta make 2 rolls here.
I'm gonna roll one.
Okay, let's roll the wife.
Call the cops.
Wife gets a 9. With her con score, that puts it at a 17. Gerald here. We're going to add 10 to whatever he rolls. 13, 23. Well,
Yes. Oh my fucking god.
so Gerald, he goes all out. Like, the girdle.
6'2" and 270 pounds.
The girdle he's wearing is working overtime right now. Like, you can tell it's close to bursting, but he doesn't pull off like the thin cheerleader type babysitter, but he's got that like stocky bookworm type babysitter.
Oh,
Oh.
it's not even his
Ding
build.
dong.
It's his face, like the makeup. Like there has to be a silicone mask involved in this one.
It's just like it's full on Mrs. Doubtfire.
Contouring and prosthetics, man.
Yep. Oh, thank goodness you're here. My husband called in such a panic.
Oh, don't worry about a thing, dearie. I'll watch over, dearie.
Dearie.
I'm like 18. You know to say that.
Right. You're just an old soul, dear.
I was gonna say, if you were going for an old woman, that would have been easier.
Your Mrs. Doubtfire threw me off for some reason.
Like
That's
most of
right.
that difficulty was your age.
Oh, don't worry about a thing. Mrs. Porter, I'll watch after the baby. I've been doing this for years.
All
Ever
right.
since I quit my job at the sandwich shop.
Practically raised my little brother.
All right. Well, there's dinner in the fridge and $20 on the counter if you need pizza.
Jesus
Okay,
Christ.
don't worry about a thing. I've got it covered.
We're
Okay.
gonna take the 20 and buy pizza later.
Oh my God, they're gonna report this poor imaginary girl for baby theft.
And pizza theft. We might as well steal the dinner too.
Like there's jewelry, there's other stuff.
No, we don't need all that. That's what we were offered. We're playing this like fake.
The dinner, the $20 that we are going to spend on pizza.
Okay. And the baby.
And the
And
big
the baby. This is the worst reboot of 2 Men and a Baby.
I don't know. It's the best reboot.
No, it is 3 Men and a Baby because we're bringing a man, but we're going to kill him. We're going to enter as 3 men and leave as 2.
Oh man, this is great.
Okay, so the wife speeds away in the car, heading towards Eric, I'm guessing, or wherever you send her is where she's heading. I'll let you guys.
we can actually do this. We can this is gonna be super tragic for her. I don't know.
She'll inherit a lot of money.
Yeah, she inherited a lot of money.
Yep.
She's already proven that she has a pretty tough constitution with miscarriages. And I'm going to make it appear that this is all to be laid at her soon-to-be late husband's feet.
Okay.
So she can, at least with extensive therapy and medication and all that money.
I wish we could work that into the deal.
You guys are the real heroes here. Going all out to help.
Something.
All right, so she leaves. Tell me what happens.
Yeah. I pretty much, I guess the location is just some abandoned parking lot near the docks.
Okay.
I'm still dressed as a kitty cat man.
Okay.
I have no reason to change. So yeah, she pretty much rolls up. I have her husband on his knees, and with my gun pressed to the back of his head, with the headlights pretty much shining on him, and so she can see him clearly as she walks up.
Whatever you do. We have money. What do you want? Don't kill him. Love him.
If you do everything your husband has done, you'd be a lot less prone to defending and petitioning for his life in this moment. And I tap on my phone and I send over some information.
Okay.
Clearly digital forgeries, but it just makes him look like a complete and utter shitheel. Fucking embezzlement, underage prostitution, just the fucking laundry list of a scumbag.
Look, I don't know what he's showing you, but it's all lies. I haven't done anything. This man is crazy. Look at him. Just as a cat.
Now, I may admit that I am a bit eccentric, but when you're in my line of work, you take your little pleasures where you can.
Look, he's not just a murderer. He's also an electrician.
Now, who sounds crazy?
Oh my god.
Now, if it were up to me and the man that I work for, all that information that you see right now is none of our concern. If he had just kept his activities in that realm, it would have been fine. But he decided that he wanted to get a bit bigger than his britches could afford. It crossed some very powerful, very unforgiving men. So that you understand and can prepare yourself for what's about to happen, I'm going to murder the man, Marcus Porter, that you until today knew as your loving husband. But in the days and weeks to follow, it will be revealed what kind of man he truly was. Take solace in the fact that you are being freed from the clutches of a serial predator, and that any and all blowback will miss you entirely. It is, you have the choice of watching or turning away, but there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Everything I've done for you.
That is a lie.
No. Just remember. This goes on until you...
Don't let him kill you. It's not a let thing.
Right?
Yeah, no, like...
This goes on until you pull the trigger.
No, I gave her a few seconds to turn if she wanted to, but if she doesn't, then he gets a double tap to the back.
Oh.
That's it. Yep, and she actually faints. I'd leave the scene, call the cops in, and have all of the forged evidence, which is better than real evidence, given my tech use, to local detectives looking that are will be assigned to the case.
Now, question: did Gerald ever show Eric the babysitter costume? Did you leave?
Well, I mean, we have to meet up again, and I don't see why he would change en route.
I'm pretty sure once I get in there, grab the baby, walk out of the house, Saladus can just the baby.
He could, you think, but he doesn't.
Oh, well, then I guess the baby's going for a ride. Back to wherever we're staying.
Yep, you guys meet up wherever. And yeah, it's 2 men and a baby.
It's a man, a young woman, and a baby. As far as anyone can tell.
Yeah, Eric, this is something here.
It is unbelievable.
I wasn't sure if I could pull it off, but without that damned coin, oh, fucking God.
Jesus Christ.
But not a king.
Yeah, you need to never do this again.
It's
You've now proven that you can, and that should be enough for you.
It really is. Like, we just need to get rid of this baby. People ask less questions with me dressed like this, carrying the baby.
Like, if you happen to like a little bit of junk in the trunk, like, Gerald's not looking too bad.
I know how old and white man he is.
Seen him in a toga.
I've seen me in less than a toga.
Unfortunately.
All right. And with that, Saladus does appear in the room.
What time?
Oh, from a slice of pizza.
Took the pizza money.
Yeah, we also got some dinner in the fridge.
You bought pizza with it, and you took the dinner that was in the fridge. Wow. Wow.
Well, I mean, until you take the kid off my hands, I am technically still babysitting it. So.
No, you are technically right, and that is the best kind of right.
Yeah, everybody knows it.
Yep.
Huh. You know what? If you're ever looking to change lines of work, after this whole demon thing is settled, you come see me. I might have a job for you. Ow.
Well, we have some things to talk about. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, first things first. Let's finish our dealing here. And he holds out his hands and waits for you to set the baby in.
I pat the kid on the head.
He finger rolls the baby into his hand.
No, he takes the baby and does this, and like he doesn't squish. The baby doesn't squish, but the baby does disappear. He actually does a little flourish at the end. No, that's just how I put things away. See, I can bring it back. Ah! And he just does the baby's head. Ah! Ah! Ah!
That's
okay.
enough of that.
Okay. Well, I guess it's time to keep up my end of the deal. And he reaches over at Gerald and does this, and you feel the weight of the world lift. And then he opens a tiny little portal so that you can see the person that you selected. And he does...
There's a character select screen of quadriplegic pedophiles.
Yep. He opens his hand, and you can tell this man, he like starts to grunt because he can't really talk that well. And just... and then he closes that. He taps your flask. There we go. That's permanent now. And, I'll be taking that. And he reaches at your chest and pulls out a glowing piece of energy. And, hang on, let me fix that. Gerald, your tech use is now 0.
Oh.
Now you can't even change SIM cards.
You can't do anything. You can turn on a light switch. That is
Barely.
it.
Can I still operate my phone?
No.
You gotta learn. Yes, if you spend the point after game.
And not this session.
How can I just spend a
Not this session.
No?
You have to wait till next session. You have to go at least
Okay.
one session with 0 points in tech use.
Okay. What a dick.
You'll barely miss it. It's just a little bit.
I approve.
And then Eric, as promised, he taps your screwdriver. Now you get to keep that. And you can see he doesn't open the portal back to hell. He shows you a little iPad, and he's swiping screens of people in hell. And he taps a little demon icon on the shoulder, and the demon turns away. And then while the demon is turned away, he pinches your mom and drags her off the pad and onto another pad that appears next to it that wasn't there before. And she appears in her living room at her house, or at a digital layout of what you recognize to be your house.
Mm-hmm.
And she's confused, offered no explanation. And yeah. And with that, we are going to end this evening's session.
Don't forget my cancer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He flicks you on the forehead. Hard. There, remission.
Their remission.
You know what the best part is? I can still tell people I have cancer.
Yeah.
It's not gone. It's just in remission.
All right. It's been fun, but I don't make a habit.
Round of cancer.
That's fine. Great. It's been fun, but I don't make a habit out of associating with hunters, so I will be on my way. He takes his hat, rolls it down, and then when his hat finishes rolling down, his entire body like goes up into it, and then the hat disappears. And then you hear a voice. You hear a voice behind you, and a disembodied head. Don't you forget it. And then that fades.
Oh shit! I should have asked him if my bear was making me crazy.
Your bear is making you crazy. There, I solved it.
And then you feel, Eric, in your pocket, there's a note.
Pocket.
And what it says is, some of the best damn electrical work I've ever seen. A contract is not only what is in the contract, but what is not in the contract. That's all the note says.
What was that?
I think you cut out there.
Oh, I said a contract is not only what is in the contract, but what is not in the contract. We want to wrap that little tiny bit up before we end session.
Did he really just cut out at the same spot again?
Did I? What did you think you heard?
All I heard was a contract is not just what's in a contract, but not what's not in the contract. And then you moved your mouth and no sound came out.
No, those were all the words I used.
Oh, your mouth just kept moving on the screen. So. I don't know what that means, Eric.
It was 2 sentences. One was the best damn electrical work I've seen. That was the first sentence.
Well, I'm sure it'll be awful. I'll deal with it when it comes.
Okay. If you stick around just trying to wrap things up, you would catch word on a police scanner about a fire.
No!
And you
My
race to the set to at least if you can salvage the box that you program by hand. But no, the entire set has burned to the ground. All of the cast and crew have escaped safely.
Damn the cast.
Like, nobody was hurt. And now the true colors come out. That's funny because before it was about getting the cast and crew home safely. And now it's damn the cast. Yeah, Salen just burned your electrical work to the ground just for fun. He stole all your tech use.
That's amazing.
Damn you.
And that is where we're going to end session.
I just want to point out that I don't change out of this costume until I'm done eating pizza.
Okay.
Or eating dinner. Till all the leftovers are gone.
All right, Aaron.
That'll be tonight.
All right, Aaron. Cling tenaciously to the buttocks of Powdered Toast Man and tell me what you thought of tonight's session and if there was any one moment that stood out in particular.
Exciting new product.
Exciting new product. I was really looking forward to how the session was going to go. I didn't know that it was going to be Salandus, which not a bad Salandus. You didn't maintain like the voice, but you maintained the attitude the whole time through, which is great. I like the little gimmicks for him.
Little gimmicks.
Very good. Appearing as a miniature version of himself, being obnoxious, very well done. I feel so free, and frankly, losing 3 tech use, dropping to 0 is going to be entertaining. I will buy probably a point next week.
Yeah.
Just so I can answer my phone. But
you're gonna need an action montage with you and Bird Man teaching you tech use again.
And there's just like 8 of my phones and I've broken them all.
He's just shaking his head.
Just snapped in half like but lost no longer have the weight of the world. Yeah, but still have
no longer the cancer either.
Don't have cancer. Well, don't have active cancer anyhow. And I have unlimited best orange juice ever with an alcohol setting. So
that's gonna be the death of you.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is that's not going to be his only go-to because he's not really a screwdriver guy. It just was the most appropriate segue from the perfect orange juice. He's still going to keep whiskey in another flask on him, but if he runs out or for whatever reason, he's always got backup. So, yeah. So good session. Had a lot of fun. Laughed a lot, mostly about stuff that wasn't necessarily involved. And then at the end, we got way, I would even say, almost say out of character. We've been getting more absurd. Ever since the trials, we clearly didn't come back right.
You're different. You are.
We are completely different. Not completely different. We have changed. And also some of it's just knowing that the whole world is on the line. And Gerald already, before that, with the DM machine, was sliding. His morality was definitely sliding. And now, and Eric was already willing to kill people he thought fucked up from day one. And he's just getting more and more accepting of that. And we've gotten more absurd, and I'm enjoying it. And it actually makes our frank discussions in front of people, like dropping character and just being somewhat honest, more entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of my favorite moments was probably we made a deal, it's time to pay up. I was going to tell him we were going to go help defend his kid. Like, clearly we're up to no good. He didn't have to say a word. So yeah, great session. I enjoyed it.
All right, you got a couple stat points. You want them anywhere but tech use.
The cows? Can I get 2 points in the cows?
I mean, you want to waste
Can I
them?
put 2 points? Can I put 2 points into those cows' grit score so they don't die?
There'll be tougher jerky.
I'm gonna put 1 in grit. I should be able to put. I should put 1 in con game, but I can't. 1 in networking.
All right, Kyle, you're up.
Yeah, this session I had a lot of fun. I think it's one of our best sessions ever. Not to diminish the any of the more recent sessions. I thought those were good as well, even though I wasn't 100%. But this session was just like a perfect storm of everything. I enjoyed the plot. The humor was just off the scales, both in game and out. We did do a lot of digression, but I think all of it was absolutely worthy and worth it. I wish it had been one of our higher viewed sessions.
Yeah,
because this one was like fucking lightning in a bottle. This was an exemplar of exactly what we could bring to the table in all realms. And like I legit, like every time there was a new Buttguster, like I didn't think that anything could top it. Like when you started with the fucking Funky Town remix, like I'm like, man, that's it. Tom has moment of the game, and then LC just slips in there. House? And that was like, fuck. Oh my fucking god. And then Aaron right there at the end just slipping ahead to beat us to Milo. I work at the local sandwich shop. Like, god damn, we almost got out of here. Like those, like the story and everything was really fun and really great. Like what Aaron brought up about how we shifted tonally, but like it may seem out of character with the previous seasons, but given what we've been through, it's completely in character.
Correct.
Because we can't be as mentally sound as we once were. Like, and that's just knowing what we know, knowing that to a great degree that we're the 2 most competent people in the world, at least as it concerns demons and getting rid of them. And also giving our god level abilities with tech use and con game is like yeah, there's a lot of shit that we can't control, but the things that we can control will never get out of hand. So if it's terrestrial, we can do whatever we want. We can tell a dude that we're just going to take his kid and murder him. Like there's no one that's going to be able to stop us from doing that. You know what I mean? Like there's no police officer, there's no hired gun. Like if it's just people, we got that shit on lock. And that does fucked up things to a human psyche, especially when those psyches were also literally kings. So, but the moments of the game have to go to the Funky Town remix, the cow crops, and to Venus de Milo, sandwich shop worker. Those were the highlights, but the session overall was really good as well.
Okay. You got a couple stat points. Where do you want
them? Hunting and grit.
I was going to say anywhere but tech use.
I also feel like since we have these god stats and they're maxed out, it would be a crime not to jump the shark with their use.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the creamery nonsense.
It's kind of the point. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I did want to make you jump through a few hoops with the but no, you followed that. You did everything that you needed to pursue that. So that like that amount of silliness that was initiated required an equal amount of silliness to maintain. I wasn't just going to let you off the hook, but you did it. All right, my turn.
I totally abandoned those trucks, by the way.
Oh, that's.
I just disappear from the radar.
Yeah, it's a good. There's a good 3 weeks.
Those trucks are fucked up. The OSHA dude is really fucked because he's not gonna get any report.
Yeah, do you ever give him a report?
Give me a week to think about it.
Okay. He's just holed up in a motel somewhere.
I want to say yes because it's very in character for him to always cross his I's and dot his T's.
Sure.
But
I mean, you're kind of in the throes of bliss at the moment.
Yeah. So yeah, he does. 4 days later.
Okay, which is unheard of for OSHA, but sure.
Yeah.
You give him
Well,
like
the place burnt down.
And that's all the report says. One sentence. The place burnt.
Comma. The place burnt down.
Son of a bitch.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This number has been disconnected.
That's all he can do when he comes back. Like, he has to ball up that note and put all that behind him. And when his boss's asked what happened, well, the place burned down. That's all he can say.
That's all he knows.
Yeah.
Oh, place burned down.
Oh, I mean, he should get a little leeway with the fact that all of that the expose that's going to go on with Marcus Porter, and this also fits with the Marcus Porter theme. Him getting blamed for things he did not do.
Yeah.
Yeah, this woman's life is ruined.
Ruined.
Which is something Tom needs to. Two things that Tom needs to cover on in his wrap up, which he's going to do in just a second. One, why Marcus Porter is getting blamed for all of these things. Why that's thematically consistent. And
That's on you guys.
no, you're the one who decided to name Marcus Porter. We're just running with it. And the other, I'm guessing, is the soundless thing there.
All right. Yeah, my turn, I guess. This session, I felt like was one of our, like what Kyle said, one of our, I would say top 3, and I don't know if I could put the top 3 in order. This one had everything. And it was one of those things where it was a perfect example of an NPC making the session. Sometimes it's not so much about the plot, but how the plot is delivered. And I think that getting into the character of Salandis, which took me a little bit, which is one of the reasons I'm glad that I called you, Aaron. I called Aaron before the session started and kind of revealed the villain is Salandis. But I don't remember Salandis other than just a little bit. So we kind of spent a good 15 minutes going over his mannerisms, speech patterns, attitude, and just kind of how could I put a believable spin on this character that had been developed and kind of rework him for a different time, different setting. And I feel like that...
Viewers.
Yeah.
Soundless is from my game, from an Exalted medieval game. And he is a Fae and is very similar to this. But, yeah.
And I'm really glad that I spent that time because it really formed the foundation of his personality, which cemented the show, the presentation of the entire scene, like the restaurant scene, the whole everything at the price, the whole I'll give you everything you want if, the whole you didn't read the fine print. Even though they did read the fine print, they just didn't think of everything. And those were the 2 things that I really hoped that would get through the end, and both of them did, and I'm happy. I wanted Eric to see all of his electrical work burn down. Or, here's the thing. If you would have declined his offer, the place would have burned down anyways, as a spite. But it was possible for you to mention it specifically and not have it happen. But how would you know about that? Mm-hmm. And I was intentionally vague with Gerald's cost. Didn't say anything.
I knew OOC that I shouldn't do that.
Right? But it's in character for Gerald.
Yeah. And I was like, well, I'm just going to see how it's going to fuck me. Can't wait. Can't wait.
So as far as playing the session, I had a ton of fun. Like, this was a session where I almost felt like I got to be playing too, not just being a DM. And that's fun for me. As far as the story goes, good story. I used it to tie up some loose ends. I didn't know which way you guys were going to go. This was a potential out, tie up some story ends that may have been bogging down some of the other gameplay elements. So we got the weight of the world out of the way. Eric's mom is back at play. So I'm curious to see what Eric's going to do with that. And
But still rip her fingers.
Still R.I.P. Tammy's fingers. Yep, Eric did not give up his networking score. Zero in networking. I don't know anybody.
Who are you, strange old man?
That's kind of that is kind of what would have happened. You wouldn't remember. You wouldn't remember knowing. Yeah, you wouldn't remember knowing Eric, or you wouldn't remember knowing Gerald. You could get it back. But yeah, so overall, I feel like it was a winner, and we went off the rails a few times. I had a good time with that, so I can't say anything bad about the session. I wish I could do more sessions like this, and hopefully in the future I will. But I feel my DMing is beginning stronger. I think I'm siphoning it away from Aaron, whose abilities are atrophying for lack of use.
Probably.
And yeah,
although I would say you didn't write any of that sound stuff, did you? Or much of it?
None of the dialogue. No, I wrote notes on the gist of it. I wrote notes on the deals, like what he would be offering and what the costs would be. But as far as the presentation goes, no, that was all ad-lib.
Yep. And you definitely get better at that. Those characters are so much fun once you're capable of doing it.
And Saladus, I think, definitely needs to be a recurring character. Not right away, but you'll see him again. I think he was a lot of fun to bring.
Yeah, shades of Crowley about him.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, I think we had a great time. We're going to pop everybody over to the left arm of God. He's a pretty chill dude.
Well, if you're not going to explain it, Marcus Porter is also from my game, except he's not a person who's ever been seen. He's a frequently used alias by my players, primarily Kyle. Mm-hmm. So, and whenever they were undercover or hiding or needed to give out an alias, it became running gag that they were Marcus Porter. And that the running gag is that it's somewhere in the world there is a Marcus Porter, and he's getting blamed for a bunch of shit he didn't do.
Marcus Porter.
Which is why this guy's about to get blamed for a bunch of shit he didn't do. That's the joke, people. All right, everybody. I had a great time. I hope you did too. And I am Gumbercules Master.
I'm some guy.
And I am the God OS, and I am entertained.
All right, guys. Catch me every day, or as many days as I can make it happen, playing Minecraft. Kyle, are you down for tomorrow?
Yeah. What time do you want me to come over?
I should be home from work like anytime. I think 5 o'clock is a safe time.
5. All right.
All right. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Catch me this week streaming. I have hit and surpassed 750,000 blocks for my Minecraft build. And I'm marching on to 1 million. What's that, Aaron?
I can't believe you're still doing that.
I am. I'll hit him.
Tom, why would he be doing it? Like, the one thing you should believe is him still doing that.
I just figured there was some level of tediousness that would eventually stop even Tom, but so far, no.
I have 2,000 thumbtacks on order that I can use to make pixel art at work.
Wow.
It was $80. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Peace out.